presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Platform. We are LA.
It's time for Angels Cactus League Baseball. This afternoon from Tempe Diablo Stadium, the Angels get ready to take on the Cleveland Indians in split squad action here in Tempe. Hi, this is Terry Smith along with Jose Mota. Angel fans flocking to the Valley. 2 straight sellouts here, Jose. One player who didn't disappoint yesterday was Mark Trumbo.
No, and it's good to see Mark Trumbo, Terry, finally getting a chance to swing the bat yesterday, and he was very efficient with every swing. First of all, a short sac fly, and thanks to Eric Ibar setting the table, he's able to get this RBI. As the day progressed, he got better and more involved at third base, like this diving play to his left. Oh, happy to get that one out of the way. And then the typical Mark Trumbo, a long monster home run over the left field wall, close to 500 feet, and he is only part of what the Angels have been doing so far, Terry, this spring in swinging the bats. The guy at the top setting the tables, the sluggers in the middle driving them in, but overall the Angels offensively look very well-rounded.
Well, we saw C.J. Wilson yesterday as well, Jose. He made his second start for the Angels in the Cactus League and 3 shutout innings.
We knew, Terry, you and I, watching C.J. with the Texas Rangers, he has presence, he has rhythm, and he has intensity on the mound. Nothing bothers this guy. Great cut fastball. A tight zone early in the game just did not bother. Pitching to contact, yeah, he'll do that. This guy induced over 60% ground balls last year with the Rangers by being efficient down in the zone, and we know he brings a lot to the table in rounding up the rotation. And the way it's going right now, you see the first 4, not necessarily in that order, but the battle for number 5 is going to get more intense here as Gary Richards takes him out here in Tempe.
Well, talking about the Angels starting rotation, Jose had a chance to visit with Angels pitching coach Mike Butcher.
Weaver, Heron, Santana, CJ, that 5th spot. Tell me what's unique about them here as they progress in camp.
There's it's nice to see all these guys with a very common goal. We're all in here for the same reasons, obviously, and that's to win a championship. But these guys are very driven. But they're out here just doing their work, getting their legs underneath them, working out hard. They're in the gym. They're just they're going about their day-to-day business and trying to get into a solid routine to prepare them for the season.
Tell me a little bit more about CJ, what you're learning from CJ Wilson.
I'm doing a lot of listening right now. I just want to hear him, just kind of see him and just watch him go about his business, pick up some key words, phrases that work well for him. My terminology will be whatever I get off of him, and just try to read him and try to work with him and kind of watch and learn to see what his natural delivery is and what makes him successful.
Is it hard for you to believe that there's guys like a Jared Weaver that you have since he was a baby in the big leagues to where he is right now?
No, it's fun. The fun part about watching Jared is watching him mature as a pitcher. He's mastering his craft. He takes it very seriously. He's very dedicated. He does a lot of work inside. He's a wiry, thin guy, but there's a lot of strength in that body, and he knows how to take care of himself. It's fun being around him, just watching him grow and mature and be the pitcher that he's becoming.
Well, Terry, as his battle for number 5 continues here in Tempe, as mentioned beforehand, Gary Richards will make his second start, but over a good year, it'll be lefty Brad Mills, who came from Toronto. So because Jerome Williams being out with that left hamstring strain, some opportunities are certainly opening up.
Well, you talk about opportunities, Jose, and one Angel player who is itching to get back is Kendrys Morales, and we have some good news today on him.
The good news is, as Mike Scioscia announced just a few minutes ago, Kendrys Morales ran the bases and actually stepped on the bases, made some rounds around it. He has been pounding very hard and running, starting and stopping. And also for Kendrys, he was on the field taking ground balls. So some positive steps taken certainly for Mr. Morales.
There certainly is a good opportunity. We will see him in action in an Angel uniform a little later this week.
And also we might be seeing Mike Trout in action just a few days removed from playing.
So the Angels get ready for a long day of baseball. A game here, another game for the Angels in Goodyear as they'll be taking on the Cincinnati Reds. It's a split squad day for the Angels here in the Valley. When we get back, we'll have the starting lineups, the start of today's game from Tempe. It's the Angels and the Cleveland Indians, and it's coming up next on Fox Sports West.
We are back here at Tempe Diablo Stadium. Great to have you with us on the Angels Baseball Network and also on Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. Jose Mota alongside Terry Smith as the umpires get ready to take their positions around home plate. Well, here are the lineups. First of all, for the visiting Cleveland Indians, also on a split squad just like the Angels, and they'll have Ezequiel Carrera leading off. He is in center field. He can really run. Jason Kipnis, a young second baseman, pretty solid, batting second. As Drupal Cabrera, the all-star shortstop for the Indians, is batting third. Travis Hafner, the slugger, designated hitter, so far only 1 for 10 this spring. He's a cleanup hitter. Brian Spilborg from from Santa Barbara is in right field and batting fifth. Matt Laporta, young first baseman, so far 0 for 10 this spring. Laporta is at first base, fighting for some playing time. Fred Lewis is in left field batting seventh for the Indians. Jack Hanahan is batting eighth at third base. And Lou Marson, solid catch and throw guy, is behind the plate, and he is batting ninth. Because of the split squad, the Indians are managed today by Mike Sarbaugh, who is also going to be coaching third base for them. And Maniacta stays with the other team that went to the other site. For the Angels, their lineup is this way. Eric Ibarge leading off at shortstop. Howie Kendrick, after a good start with a bat, is at second base batting second. Albert Pujols, 5 for 9 so far this spring, is at first base batting third. Torrey Hunter, off to a hot start himself, is in right field batting fourth. Vernon Wells is in center field, center field. Vernon Wells is batting fifth. Mark Trumbull, designated hitter. Trumbull is batting sixth. A long home run for him yesterday. Hank Conger is a catcher for the Angels. Conger's been playing a lot. Conger is batting seventh. Jorge Cantu, and his versatility, is batting eighth at third base this afternoon. And Ryan Langerhans is in left field for the Halos, and he is batting ninth.
Well, the umpires have made their way out to home plate. Calling balls and strikes today will be Kerwin Danley. And on the bases, we'll have Dana DeMute, Gary Darling, and Brian Gorman. The Angels getting ready to take the field, wearing the red tops and the white pants. And for the Indians, they have on the blue tops and the gray pants with the red numerals and lettering trimmed in white. The dimensions here at Tempe Diablo Stadium: 340 down the left field side, 420 to dead center. It's 367 to right, and in the power alleys it goes 400 feet to both left center and right center field. We have bright sunshine here in the valley today. Looks like a picture perfect day for baseball. We're going to have another big crowd on hand today. Could have another sellout, if not very close to it. The Angels already had a pair of sellouts the last two games here at Tempe Diablo Stadium, with the Angels getting those sellouts against the Padres here on Friday and the Giants yesterday. After this game this afternoon, the Angels will have another home game here at Tempe Diablo. That'll be tomorrow, with the Dodgers coming to town, and that game is expected to be close to a sellout, if not a sellout. I think I heard yesterday there were about 1,000 tickets remaining for tomorrow's ball game between the Angels and the Dodgers. As we get closer to the start of this one, on the hill for the Halos is Garrett Richards, 23-year-old right-hander, 6'3", 215-pounder. Was 10-2 in Double-A last year, 0-2 in 7 games, 3 starts with the Angels. And so far this spring, in one Cactus League start, he has a victory, giving up a couple of earned runs in 2 innings of work. Around the infield, the Angels will have Albert Pujols playing first base. Howie Kendrick is the second baseman, with Jorge Cantu at third. Eric Ibar at short. Ryan Langerhans is the left fielder, with Vernon Wells in center and Torrey Hunter in right. Hank Conger is behind the plate. Mark Trumbo, the DH, and 23-year-old right-hander Garrett Richards on the hill. We are just about set for baseball. Ezequiel Carrera will lead it off, the center fielder. He will be one of 4 straight left-handed batters to face Richards. 6 of the 9 in the lineup for the Indians bat from the left side. Here's the first pitch today. It is a little low and inside. We're underway, and the count, no balls and 1 strike on Carrera.
First pitch at 111, game time temperature 74 degrees.
74 degrees at game time here. Here's the pitch. That's in there for strike on the outside part of the plate. Angels infield backed up across the middle, right near the edge of the grass at the corners, and the next pitch, that one is low. That's because Carrera can run. He had 45 stolen bases overall last year, 10 with the Indians and 35 in AAA. The guy who spread the ball around. The 2-1 pitch, that's low and outside, ball 3. It's 3-1.
Garrett Richards, everything is pretty heavy sinker. And pretty much a lot of movement down in the zone. Slider, changeup.
Here's the 3-1 delivery, and that's right in there for a called strike.
And the key for him too is to watch his direction on the mound. He's a guy that not as exaggerated as Jared Weaver, but when you look from up here, he lands on that third base side of that mound, so he's throwing a lot across his body.
The 3-2 payoff pitch. It's smacked on the first base side, fielded right by the bag by Pujols. He will easily walk over and touch first base for the unassisted out. One gone here to start off the ball game. Jason Kipnis will be the next batter. Kipnis coming into spring training. Figures to see a lot of action for the Tribe at second base. We saw him a little bit last year. He was in 36 games for the Indians, hit .272, batted .280 last year in AAA. And between the minors and the majors, he had 19 home runs, and he hits that one sharply. A diving stop by Kendrick, gets up and robs him of a base hit. One second baseman retires another, and what a fine defensive play by Howie, ranging to his right.
Also, you show a young guy on the mound that is not just all upon him. As Richards acknowledges, a nice job by Howie Kendrick, like a true all-star to his right. And one thing we know about Howie Kendrick, he does possess one of the strongest arms for a second baseman all around baseball.
Boy, when that ball left the bat of Kipnis, it looked like it was going to skip through into right center for a hit, but instead it's an out. And the next batter is Asdrubal Cabrera. He's a switch hitter batting left, and he takes the first pitch, and it's in there for a called strike. Howie Kendrick, who made that play to rob Kipnis. Howie had only 5 errors last season, and he played in 140 games. That pitch evens up the count, 1-1.
It's not enough talk about Howie Kendrick defensively, and the reason is because he also has moved around a lot for the Angels. Play some left field and some first base.
Here's the next delivery, and that one is outside.
So, Terry, I was talking about direction for Garrett Richards, and one thing is to be careful. Making sure that line, you don't cross it way too much. And Mike Butcher has been trying to straighten him out without forgetting the success he's had. But little tweaks here and there are eventually going to make his pitches more efficient and have a better path to home plate.
2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Here's the next pitch. That one's grounded on the right side. Backhanded by Pujols. Flips to Richards. Gets to the bag in time, and the inning is over. A couple of nice defensive plays on that right side of the Angel infield as the Indians go down 1-2-3. We're headed to the bottom of the first inning in Tempe. There's no score on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. Bottom of the first we go. David Huff has wrapped up his warm-up tosses for the Indians. He's a left-hander, 27 years old, 6'2", 215-pounder. And last year with the Tribe, he had a record of 2 wins, 6 losses, and a 4.09 ERA. He was 9-3 in AAA last year. So he is ready to go. He's already made a couple of starts for the Indians. This is third this spring for them. 1-0 record in the Cactus League. And the first pitch leading it off for the Angels is Ibar, and he takes that one low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
He is not going to overpower you, but at times he can rear up and get you upstairs with the 4-seam fastball above the letters.
Next pitch, and it's a little bit outside and low. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes.
I'm going to take a long look at him, because they have seen, Terry, as we mentioned earlier, some flashes of a guy that could be a very efficient big league pitcher.
Here's the next pitch. That one is fouled off over where the coaching staff for the Indians, where they're perched just outside their dugout on the third base side. Well, Huff, who's on the mound, is bidding for a spot in their rotation. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That one misses a little bit high. One player, Jose, that they certainly were banking on to be in their rotation, but they don't know when he's even going to join them, is a player we used to know as Fausto Carmona. The pitch, that's ripped foul down the left side. It rolls down in the corner.
Now known as Roberto Hernandez Heredia. Carmona is still having some issues. And needs to be pardoned, actually, to get a work visa to the United States. And who knows how long that's going to take. He and Leo, the formerly known as Leo Nunez, are in the same boat.
Yep. Here's one. It's popped in the air in shallow center field. Coming in hard and making the running catch is the center fielder, Ezekiel Carrera. So Ibar is retired. That's the first out in the Angels' first inning. And Howie Kendrick will be the next batter.
And the Indians have guys like Ubaldo Jimenez, Derek Lowe, who they recently acquired, a very good pitcher in Justin Masterson. A top 3 guys that really can stop anybody.
Josh Tomlin is part of their rotation in all likelihood, and they're still trying to figure out a 5th starter, as a lot of teams are this time of year. Here's Howie Kendrick at the plate, and Howie was taking the first pitch for ball 1. Huff is set. Next delivery. That's lined into left center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Cutting the ball off is Freddie Lewis. Howie's going to gamble and go for 2. He better hurry. And he slides in safely. A head first slide into second with a hustle double.
The most surprised guy right now, you can see him over there in the first base coaching box, is Alfredo Griffin. Terry, he kept saying, hey, stay right here. He just play it safe. Howie Kendrick says, absolutely no way. I see the way he's going after this ball. I know what Lewis has to do to just throw that ball to second base. He makes it in smartly.
So here's Albert Pujols getting ready to bat. Kendrick, the base runner, at second. And Huff steps off the rubber, bluffing Howie. Albert has gone 5 for 9 this spring. He's off to a good start. He's driven in a couple of runs. Kendrick, who just got the double, he's 4 for 9 this spring. Here's the pitch, and taking the first one low is the Angels' first baseman.
That has been the pattern for Pujols. Every first at bat this spring, he has taken the first pitch, and it doesn't matter what the situation is.
Torrey Hunter waiting on deck.
He draws a crowd.
Next delivery. That one's low and outside. 2 balls, no strikes.
As I mentioned earlier, Albert puts himself in game situations as much as possible during batting practice and even in his cage sessions when he's hitting breaking balls, just to have that right mindset.
Next pitch, that's a fastball that's high, so it's now 3-0.
That's where that mental preparation comes in. And you're telling yourself mentally, I've been here before, let me just stay as relaxed as possible and not so much worried about mechanics.
Let's see if the green light is on for Pujols to pitch. He takes it. It's high and outside. He walks on 4 straight.
Some fans a little antsy. They wanted Huff to challenge Albert Pujols there. But there's another example, and we've already said it. There's only game number 7 this spring that he is not necessarily looking to always swing the bat if you don't give in.
So Torrey will bat. He's 3 for 9 so far this spring with a run batted in. Hit .262 last year for the Angels with 23 homers, 82 runs batted in. Angels threatening here. Bottom of the first, no score. 2 on, 1 out. First pitch, Torrey takes in there for a called strike.
Oh, look at even Torrey Hunter taking pitches with men in scoring position.
Vernon Wells will bat next for the Angels. And the 0-1 on Torrey. He ends up taking that one. It's low. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Terry is always, Torrey Hunter, very honest. He'll be the first one to critique himself when he fails and to take a closer look at what he needs to do. One of those things he needs to do is relax.
He swings at that one and fouls it back to the backstop, so Huff is moved in front of him. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Light breeze blowing from right to left. Very pleasant day today. A little bit warmer at game time today than yesterday. Huff is ready. Checks second. Kendrick the lead runner. The next pitch. Torrey with a poke into shallow right center. It's going to fall in for a base hit. Kendrick will be waved home. He'll score. Pujols goes to third safely. Hustling up to second is Torrey. He has an RBI hit, and the Angels have a 1-0 lead.
Prime example why it doesn't hurt to see a couple of pitches when the pitcher's in a tight spot. He has to give in somehow. Remember, he's under so much pressure on the mound that there are times when he's not going to be able to be perfect, and that's when you as a hitter, because you have seen more pitches beforehand, you know what to expect and you strike mistakes. Nice piece of hitting by Torrey.
The Angels are playing their 7th Cactus League game, and in 6 of the 7 the Angels have scored first inning runs. So they've done it again today, and at the plate is Vernon Wells. That pitch is in there for a strike.
And that is already the 3rd hit for Torrey Hunter to the opposite side of the field. Out of 4 hits he's had this spring, 3 to right field.
Hunter at second. He'll get credit for a single. He took second base on the throw to third. And a base hit here could mean 2 more runs as Wells was taking, and the count even. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Vernon's gone 2 for 10 so far this spring with 2 RBIs. He's hit some hard outs so far this spring. The pitch, and that one he takes a look at, and it misses low and away. 2 balls, 1 strike.
On what was considered a subpar year on every dimension, to be able to hit 25 home runs talks a lot about your power, especially playing half of those games at Big A.
2-1 pitch, and that one is tipped foul right by the plate. 2-2 on Wells. Mark Trumbo is back in the lineup today as the DH waits on deck. Trumbo got 3 at-bats yesterday and certainly made the most of them. Had a home run, drove in 3 runs. A lot of people were still talking about that home run he hit even today. It was a tape measure monster home run.
It had Mark Trumbo written all over it.
So 2-2 on Wells. The infield is back. Huff taking time between pitches. Vernon, tired of waiting, backs out of the batter's box.
Right now, Vernon, the later he is with his swing, the better. Infield playing back. He's in the middle of the field. Pujols is getting a good lead at third base because of where the third baseman Hanahan is playing.
Huff ready. The next pitch. There's a ground ball. It's sharply hit to third. Only 1 chance for an out first, and the throw takes the first baseman off the bag. Wow, what a break right there. They don't get anyone out. A run scores. There will be an error on Hanahan, who Really wasn't sure whether to go to first or second, and as it turned out, he made a poor throw to first. It's 2-0 Angels.
Hanahan pretty much confused by what we saw. First of all, he saw Pujols break. Then he got caught up looking at Torrey Hunter, who was in no man's land. But there's nobody at second base he could throw the ball to in between that. Let's not forget about the hustle by Vernon Wells. He made that play happen.
So Vernon will get an RBI on it, even though he reaches on an error. And the Angels have runners at first and second. Hunter did not advance on that ground ball hit to third. Here's Trumbo batting now. The pitch that's high.
Yeah, Torrey was a very good distraction there for Hanahan.
Art Trumbo, 26 years old. Big rookie season for him last year. 29 homers, 87 RBIs. He hit .254. Angels trying to get more with 1 out, 2 on. Next pitch in there for a called strike.
Oh, his home run on a changeup from a lefty yesterday. And today his batting practice session, best I've seen so far here. Getting a lot of backspin.
They play the infield at double play depth. Next pitch. That's bounced by the mound and through into center field for a base hit. Torrey will be waved around. The throw goes to third, so Hunter scores. The throw is late to third as Wells goes first to third on the RBI hit from Trumbo. It's now 3-0 Angels.
Trumbo takes a page out of the guys in front of him. The patience of Pujols, the patience of Hunter, and the hitting approach to the middle. The patience of Vernon Wells. And Trumbo also took a couple of pitches and does what? Right through the box.
So after getting the first batter out, David Huff has seen the next 5 reach base safely. Still only 1 out. The last 3 Angel hitters have driven in runs, and we'll see what Conger can do with runners at first and third. He takes the first pitch for a called strike. Switch hitter batting right against the lefty David Huff.
They've seen so many pitches already. I mean, your number 7th hitter, and Huff is already at 25 pitches.
Here's the next one on Hank Conger. That one a little low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Conger's had 14 at bats already this spring. 3 for 14 with an RBI.
Chris Iannetta is at Goodyear, where the Angels have the other squad playing against Cincinnati. Iannetta catching Brad Mills, Angels lefty.
Next pitch, Conger with a shallow pop into center field. The shortstop goes back, and that's Asdrubal Cabrera to make the putout. So that wasn't deep enough for Wells to tag, and that is out number 2. So Conger unable to get that runner in, and now Jorge Cantu will bat. Cantu's having a nice spring so far, a non-roster player. Mike Scioscia was saying earlier today he's been impressed with Cantu and impressed with him in situations like this, RBI situations. We'll see if he can come through with 2 outs.
He's no stranger to 100 RBIs plus in the big leagues.
The pitch, he takes that one high and away. 1 ball, no strikes.
He's got a good compact swing. He knows he could be valuable for any ball club in the corners. A little bit at second base if needed.
One-0 pitch on Cantu. He takes that one low for a ball.
And Mike Scioscia couldn't hide the fact, Terry, that he admires Cantu's work habits.
He's 30 years old. He's a career .271 hitter in the big leagues with over 100 career home runs at the major league level. And a guy that was fighting for a job this offseason. The pitch, he lines one into left center. That's an RBI hit. Coming in scoring is Vernon Wells. Cantu drives in his 4th run this spring, and it's 4-0 Angels.
And there it is again. Mickey Hatcher must be very proud of what he's seeing here this early in the spring. The Angels are slugging the ball. The Angels are taking pitches. The Angels are not wasting hittable pitches. And the Angels are using the big triangle there in the middle of the field.
Boy, Mickey must have got a lot smarter in the offseason.
You would think, right? It's all about what the guys do with the bat. It's all about the messages that you sent to them, but there's no doubting Mickey Hatcher's preparation and the work he puts in every day.
So the 9th batter up here in the first inning, a
Terry,
4-run inning.
And it doesn't hurt to have Albert Pujols.
Yep, that helps just a little bit.
Mickey has been talking about how many guys are following and just watching the work habits of Pujols.
Not a bad idea to follow the leader. So here's Langerhans batting. And he's looking for his first hit this spring. He's gone 0 for 6. He takes that one for a strike. He's another player the Angels signed during the offseason as a free agent. Signed a minor league deal. Non-roster player trying to win a spot on the Angels opening day roster. Runners at first and second. The next delivery late on the swing. He fouls it off over near the Cleveland dugout on the third base side. It's 0-2.
Langerhans trying to find some rhythm here in the early part of this Cactus League season. And one thing they have done is to flatten his bat a little bit. We'll see here, Terry, where they have him just putting his bat on his shoulder a little bit longer to keep those shoulders relaxed.
2 strikes to count. And the 0-2 pitch. He swings and misses that one. He got him with a breaking ball, struck him out, and that will end the inning. The Angels come up with 4 here in the first, doing it with 4 hits. An error in the inning, a walk in the inning, and the Angels will leave the pair. But after 1, the Angels off to a good start, a 4-0 lead on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. This copyrighted broadcast presented by the Authority of Angels Baseball may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball.
We have a quick update from Goodyear. Alexi Amarista has hit a 2-run home run off Matt Latos on the split squad action for the Angels.
So the Angels squad leading in the bottom of the second inning against the Reds 2-0. Amarista's home run drove in Cole Calhoun, who had a double. So the other Halo squad off to a good start today as well. The pitch, that one is high. Travis Hafner is batting. The count 2 balls, no strikes on the Indians' designated hitter.
Richards has a 4-run cushion. Only 11 pitches in that first inning, and also the beneficiary of some good plays behind him.
Next pitch, that's in there for a called strike. Shift is on. 3 infielders on the right side. So you have Pujols and Kendrick. Howie's actually playing on the outfield grass. Ibar's also on the right side. Cantu, the third baseman's playing in the shortstop hole. The pitch lifted in the air in a shallow left field the opposite way. Long run for Langerhans. He's not going to be able to get to it. And that is going to drop in for a bloop base hit the opposite way. So Hafner is aboard. The first Indians hit. Ryan Spilborghs will be the batter.
Well, he can defend everything, and Hafner just got under that one. They're playing him to pull in the infield with a big shift and also to pull in the outfield.
Spilborghs has yet to get a hit for the Indians this spring, 0 for 7, although he has driven in a run. He was with Colorado last year, hit only .210 last season. First pitch, right-handed batter. He takes that one for a called strike. Spilborghs signed with the Indians as a free agent, minor league deal, non-roster player. No balls, 1 strike as Richards delivers. And it's a bouncer hit back to the mound. Broken balls, throw to second for 1, relay to first, a double play. Good job by Richards because he had both the ball and the barrel of the bat headed in his direction. He kept his eye on the ball and turns it into a twin killing.
Nice job starting with the ball. Also great communication. You see Howie Kendrick pointing at Eric Ibar saying, hey, I don't want any confusion here. You're going to throw to the shortstop. That's the way the play is designed. And he threw a nice strike to Ibar, who was able to complete it. And once again, defense very important here in the early going for Garrett Richards.
So he's gotten a couple of quick outs here in the second. Angels have a 4-0 lead. Matt Laporta will bat first baseman. First pitch, and he lines one right up the middle for a base hit.
Another bat that snaps in 2. Boy.
So Richards sawing off a few batters, but that bat there died a hero for Laporta. He gets a single off that bat.
Well, there's a day, Terry, that Garrett Richards will never forget. That's August 10th of last year when he made his big league debut at Yankee Stadium. And the first 3 batters he faced, Brett Gardner, Derek Jeter, and Curtis Granderson. And Granderson quickly hit a home run off of him. He ended up going 5 innings. His first big league strikeout, Derek Jeter.
Here's the pitch.
How about that to remember?
Yep.
He also ended up striking out Mark Teixeira. Ended up throwing 91 pitches that day and gave back a couple home runs. Those 2 Ks, Teixeira and Jeter. A couple of walks.
Richards ended up making 3 starts for the Angels, 4 relief appearances, but he's yet to win a game at the major league level. 0-2 right now in the early stages of his big league career. There's one that's slowing in on Fred Lewis. 1 ball, 1 strike to count.
That's after going 12-2 in Double-A with a 3.15 ERA and only allowing 10 home runs in the minor leagues last year.
Richards ready, and the pitch fouled off just to the left of our booth, out of play. Garrett Richards has pretty much stopped throwing his curveball, something that he and Mike Butcher, the pitching coach, have kind of discussed. So he's going with a fastball, a sinker, a slider, and a changeup.
That's what you call adjusting to the higher level. The curveball is just staying in the zone too much for big league hitters.
Here's the pitch. That one is bounced off the plate. A high bounce on the first base side. Pujols barehands it and flips to Richards in time. Nicely done. And that will end the inning. So those 2 combined on a 3-1 out to end the first inning, and they do it again here in the second. No runs, a couple of hits for the Indians. There were no errors in the inning and 1 runner left. We are getting ready to move to the bottom of the second. Angels have a 4-0 lead on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. The first inning, scored 4 times, and the next pitch, that's bounced off the pitcher's glove. The shortstop Cabrera has it, but has no throw to first base, and Ibar is on with an infield hit.
This is turning into the kind of day that anybody wants to go up there and hit. Finding a lot of holes and putting the ball in play with a lot of authority. Ibar already 7 hits this spring, 7 for 13.
So Howie Kendrick is the batter. Infield at double play depth. Kendrick doubled and scored in the first inning. Angels put 4 on the board against David Huff. Jose, I got a note from a good friend of mine in Philadelphia, longtime childhood friend Paul Kurtz. He's watching our telecast on the MLB network in Philadelphia today.
There you go, Paul. Thanks for tuning in.
Here's the pitch. Grounded on the first base side. That's another hit. Kendrick is aboard. Ibar is going to go first to third and get there without a throw. And boy, the Angel bats are sizzling here in the early going. That's 6 hits from the first 11 batters.
Staying behind the ball, pushing it right through that hole. And Albert Pujols must be thinking, wow, is this going to keep happening during the season? I mean, almost every single at bat he's had early in the game, he has had somebody in scoring position so far.
So here is Albert Pujols. He has a chance to drive in a run with runners at the corners. He walked and scored his first time up.
He is sitting on something right here.
The pitch. And he takes that first one, a slow breaking ball for a called strike.
And it wasn't that. You can tell with his face, his reaction. He's one of the best in baseball in setting pitchers up.
Albert has those hands extended over the plate. And the pitch. He lifts that one in the air. A shallow fly ball. Let's see if Ibar will tag. Getting ready to catch it is Cabrera. He will. Ibar will tag. Throw to the plate. It's going to be way late. It bounces at the mound. That'll be a sac fly for Pujols. The Angels add on. It's now 5-0.
Speed can make all of those things happen. We saw how Eric Ibar scored on a foul pop-up by Mark Trumbull and turned it into a sac fly yesterday. Pujols uses the big part of the field, just deep enough. But Dino Abel knows who he has tagging at third base. And here in spring training, you have to force the issue.
On the play, the runner at first, Howie Kendrick, did not advance, so he's still at first base. Here's Torrey Hunter batting now with a run in, 1 out, 1 on, and a toss over to first. Kendrick back.
Terry, I must say the Angels are really forcing the issue on the base paths more than in recent springs, I recall. This early. They're making outfielders make a lot of throws.
Angels always with that aggressive style on offense and not wasting any time here this spring to get that part of the game going. Pitch on Torrey. He's taking one low. 1 ball, no strikes.
There will be times during the regular season you're going to face excellent pitching, of course, all throughout the season when the big boys with the bats need a little help. Speed is always present. As long as you get on base, you can make a lot of things happen.
Another breaking pitch to Torrey. He was taking that one as well.
Think about the guys, Terry, the Angels have, pardon me, and they can steal 30 or 40 bases on this roster.
Howie Kendrick, who's the base runner at first base, he had 14, and he's a guy you think could easily get 20 plus stolen bases.
You got Ibar, you got Borges, you got Bobby Abreu.
Here's the next pitch. Torrey bounces one back to the mound. This could be 2. Flip the second one. Relay throw. It is in time, and that will end the inning. So Torrey hits a comebacker to Huff, and the Indians turn to a 1-6-3 inning-ending double play. Here in the inning, the Angels get another run. 2 more hits, no errors, and nobody left. Third inning coming up here in Tempe. It's 5-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. We go to the third inning. Angels baseball is back. Individual game tickets for the 2012 season are now on sale. Make your plans to take in Big Bang Fridays, Family Sundays, and many promotional nights and great opponents like the Yankees and the Red Sox. Purchase tickets today at Angels.com or the Angels Stadium ticket office. Jack Hanahan will be the first batter here for Cleveland. He is a left-handed hitter. Garrett Richards working with a 5-0 lead now in this game. And the first pitch, that one is breaking low and away, and he swings and misses it for strike one.
Well, the Indians like Hanahan's versatility. He can play a little first base. Also, they like his defense at third base. He could pretty much take the job and be the everyday third baseman.
He looks that one over, and it misses low for a ball. Hanahan hit .250 last year for the Indians. He got off to a very good start for them last year and then tailed off a little bit. Played in 110 games. Here's the pitch, and he cuts it that one and misses it for strike two. 0-2 the count.
Very good pitch. 5-run lead. He was all about driving down and missing low and implementing secondary pitches.
Richards is way in front on the left-handed swinging third baseman. The catcher Lou Marson waits on deck, and the 0-2 bounced on a high hop right near the first base bag. Stopped by Albert Pujols right near the bag. Puts the foot on first, and that's the first out. Pujols getting a lot of action over there near the first base bag in the early going.
Yeah, he is. One thing I really like about that last pitch, Hank Conger set his target in and was off the plate inside and really made Richards concentrate on running that ball in where Hanahan could not extend. Good execution once again.
Here's Marson set to bat. Right-handed batter. He takes that one low and outside.
Terry, as you know very well, thinks Mike Socha likes to see from his catchers whether they're hitting 150 or 300. Take care of those guys on the mound by being smart on how you set up back there.
Here's the 1-0 on Marson, and that's a called strike. Mentioning the Angels catchers, yesterday we saw Bobby Wilson lead the game in the bottom of the fifth inning after he had gotten to second base. He actually had a stolen base. There's a high bouncer on the third base side. Tough play, and the throw to first a little bit late by Cantu. Nothing he could do with it as that one bounced right out near home plate. Took a high hop out to Cantu. It's going to be an infield hit for Marson. So the catcher is on with one out for the Indians, and Carrera will be the next batter. Let's tell you about Bobby Wilson leaving yesterday's game. We weren't sure exactly why. We knew it was leg related, and as it turns out, he has a tight quad muscle, and he's kind of listed as day-to-day right now.
And they're going to be super careful with that, especially because the catchers have already spent more time than anybody blocking and doing their drills in the backfields. Bobby's off to a good start with a bat, 4 for 7. And also a very good start behind the plate. He has really been on target with his throws.
Yeah, he's done a good job controlling the running game behind the plate. There's a high pitch that's cut on and missed by Carrera, and the count 1 ball 1 strike.
I'd like to see Hank Conger get into his rhythm behind the plate and throwing out base runners, or at least being sounder, more fluid mechanically.
Hank is catching in this ball game. Chris Iannetta is the catcher in the other Angels split squad game against the Reds in Goodyear today. The 1-1 popped foul on the left side, backing out of play. Garrett Richards is kind of an interesting story. He was born in Southern California but grew up in Texas, and he played his college baseball at Oklahoma. And in college, in his 3 years at the University of Oklahoma, his earned run average was 6.57. But the Angels drafted him in the first round of the 2009 draft because they knew what a great arm he had. There's a fastball that's high, it misses, and the count 2 balls 2 strikes.
There's that high fastball I was talking about earlier. When he can let it go on a four seam, it really pops that glove. One thing the Angels liked about him, Terry, also coming out of college, is the very few innings he had under his belt. A very fresh arm.
He has electric stuff. And we saw it at times when he was with the Angels last year. The pitch that's lifted in the air in the left center field. Vernon Wells is chasing hard. He's still chasing, and he runs that one down. His momentum takes him out onto the warning track. Boy, Wells never gave up on that one, and kind of reminded you of Peter Borges running that one down out at the rim of the track.
Yeah, Vernon Wells says, hey, don't forget about me either. I am a Gold Glove center fielder, but yeah, we gotten so used to Peter Borges making it look so easy, but there's nothing to really envy on Peter Borges when you consider Vernon Wells got an excellent jump on that one. Terry, that is already the 6th outstanding defensive play the Angels have had so far this game.
So that's out number 2. After Vernon made that play, I saw Torrey was looking over in his direction as if to say, there you go, Vernon.
You want to play center field? Go run.
Here's Kipnis batting, and he checks the swing on the first one. It's a little bit low. 5-0 Angels. We're in the top of the 3rd inning. Another big crowd here at Tempe Diablo Stadium. Next pitch. Hard hit grounder, but right to second, going down to a knee is Kendrick to stop it. He throws to Albert, and the inning is over on the 4-3 ground out. No runs, they had a hit. No errors, they leave a runner on. Bottom of the 3rd coming up. 5-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. Fans get suited up for spring training at the official online shop of the Angels with the largest selection of authentic spring training gear, including clubhouse caps and t-shirts, jerseys, sweatshirts, and more. Get set for spring at the official source, theangels.com shop. Let's pause for station identification here on the Angels Baseball Network. Vernon Wells leads it off as we go to the Angels' bottom of the 3rd. Halos up 5-0. The first pitch is swung on and missed for strike 1. It'll be Wells, Trumbo, and Conger.
That was already pitch number 43 from David Huff.
He's making his 3rd start this spring. Their bullpen is quiet right now. And the 0-1 on Vernon. That one is high and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. When the Angels came off the field at the end of the top of the 3rd inning, Vernon Wells, of course, had that fine running catch to Rob Carrera in the inning. Here's the 1-1. That's a breaking ball cut on and missed. It's 1-2. One of the first teammates to give Vernon a high five when he got to the dugout over there on the first base side, Albert Pujols.
Not surprised.
1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Next delivery. That one is hit into left field, but right near the left fielder. Circling under is Freddie Lewis to put it away. That's the first out.
You know, David Huff will always have the distinction tied up to Angels history because he was the losing pitcher when Ervin Santana threw his no-hitter last July in Cleveland. And Huff actually threw a very good game that day, 5 2/3, allowing only 5 hits, 1 earned run, 4 strikeouts. Back on July 27th, Ervin Santana, no.
That was a game the Angels were actually trailing.
Yes.
People kind of normally associate a no-hitter or a perfect game with a shutout as well, but Ervin gave up the first run in that game. It was an unearned run on his no-hit day.
So Ervin gets the W and Huff takes the L.
1 ball, no strikes on Trumbo. Here's the next pitch on Mark. That's low.
For anybody looking at that game before and looking at Ervin's record, Terry, at Progressive Field before that started, they were ugly.
Right.
And Ervin, in fact, recognized it in the post-game interview, saying, "I've never won a game here. It's always been a tough place for me, and never imagined it would come on a no-hitter."
Next pitch, that's in there. 2 balls, 1 strike on Mark Trumbo. Santana followed up that no-hitter with a complete game win against Minnesota. Next pitch, lifted in the air into right field. Routine play for Spilborghs. He will put it away, and that is the second out.
Yeah, I mean, Weaver and Heron were so brilliant from the beginning of the season, but Ervin Santana, after the All-Star break, had a 2.78 ERA, and he also had a career best 3.3 ERA. It didn't necessarily amount to wins, but he also did not get a lot of runs to work with.
Ervin set a career high in innings pitched last season as well. Also career best in starts and complete games last season. 0-1. That one is low. 1 ball, 1 strike the count on Hank Conger. 2 outs. Angels batting in the third with a 5-0 lead against the Cleveland Indians. Split squad action for both teams. Angels have their other game going on against the Reds. And for the Indians today, they have another game going on against the Texas Rangers in surprise. The 1-1. That's right in there for a called strike.
For David Huff, it was also, Terry, a tough ending to the season. In September, he went 0-4 with a 6.20 ERA. Just to show the Indians he's gotten over that. So far today, he has not.
Next delivery, that's a 1-hopper out of the reach of the shortstop Cabrera and through into left field. And Conger has a 2-out hit. That's his 4th hit this spring. He's on for the first time today, and that'll bring up Cantu, who's driven in a run for the Angels. 1 for 1 so far in the ball game.
Well, for Hank, anybody that doubted that he could swing the bat from the right side, he so far this spring has done a fine job hitting line drives. In fact, he has a more compact swing, in my opinion, from the right side than from the left side. From the left side, he gets very pull happy and pulls off the ball way too much.
So here's Cantu. He takes low for ball 1. Fans, 2012 spring training is here. Start the Angels season now and enjoy baseball in beautiful Tempe, Arizona for as low as $10 per seat. You can log on to angels.com/spring or visit the Tempe Diablo Stadium box office to purchase your tickets today. 1-0 pitch. Low and in. 2-0 the count. Angels scored 4 in the first inning, added a run in the second. Have a runner on at first base here in the third with 2 outs. And the next delivery, that's a strike on the outside corner. Angel fans that have come in from Southern California this weekend have had a chance to see the Angels in action here. String of games in a row as that one is hit well but foul down the left side, backing out of play. And they've also had a chance to enjoy some great weather here while they've been here this weekend. This is the third straight home game for the Angels, and another one will follow tomorrow against the Dodgers.
So Terry, Friday afternoon, over 9,500. Yesterday, over 9,600 fans.
Runner goes, the pitch, and that one is fouled back behind the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kind of odd in a way, Jose, later on this week on Saturday, on the 17th. That will actually be the final Saturday home game for the Angels here at Tempe Diablo.
All of a sudden, it becomes a short season.
Yeah. It's like spring training just started, and all of a sudden the Angels are going to run out of Saturday home games, but still a lot of games at home during the week before we're done here in Tempe.
Terry, it's okay. You're going to have plenty of them at the Big A.
Yep.
Right. A lot of Saturdays. Also, a lot of Big Bang Fridays. Plenty of family Sundays.
And I would think plenty of fans at the Big A this season.
Yes.
Here's the 3-2 once again, and waving at that off-speed pitch and missing it is Cantu. He's down on strikes, and that will end the inning. So Huff gets his second strikeout. The Angels fail to score in the third. No runs to hit, no errors, and a runner left on. We move to the fourth inning. It's 5-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. Left-hander Scott Downs will take over in relief for the Angels. Garrett Richards, the starter, did a nice job. He worked 3 innings. He gave up 3 hits, 3 singles. Allowed no runs, didn't walk or strike out anyone. And now Scott Downs will get ready for his first outing this spring.
Good to see Garrett Richards really bounce back after a shaky first outing and give the Angels a solid presence on the mound here today. And the defense right behind him, even though he did not collect a strikeout, it doesn't matter. Pitch to contact, guys were ready behind him, made plays, and there he goes. In fact, he was so efficient, only made 35 pitches. I would not be shocked that if he goes back there and is thrown in the Angels bullpen right now.
So Downs, who was just terrific last year for the Angels, a 1.34 earned run average, a career best for him, gets ready to work for the first time here in the Cactus League. Asdrubal Cabrera will be the first batter.
What a find Scotty Downs has been for the Angels.
His first pitch, that's on the outside part of the plate. It's a called strike.
What happens, Terry, to that bullpen without Scotty Downs last year?
Well, the Angels
Man.
would have probably been a sub 500 team last year without him. Next pitch from the left-hander. That's inside. Downs will throw a fastball, top out around 91, cut fastball, very good curveball. His ERA has been under 3.00 in 4 of the last 5 years. Here's the 1-1. That's outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Scott Downs has the ability to spin the ball well, give it different looks against righties and lefties. His fastball location is something that's overlooked often. He has pinpoint control of that 2-seam fastball. He can really run it in on the lefties.
His next delivery, and that one is a little bit low, so he's fallen behind against his first batter this spring. 3 balls and 1 strike.
He was pretty much lights out at the Big A last year.
Sure was. The 3-1 delivery. Lifted in the air down the right field side. Long run for Torrey Hunter. Still chasing, and he's going to make the catch toward the line down the right side. Good job by Torrey. That's the first out. Travis Hafner will be the next batter.
Excellent job by Torrey Hunter. Seeing that ball slicing to his glove side. Also knowing the tendencies that Asdrubal Cabrera possesses as a hitter.
So here's Hafner, who got a base hit leading off the second inning. Angels have the shift on against him once again. Travis Hafner is now in his final season of his 4-year deal with the Indians. There is a club option on him for next season, but you would tend to think, unless he just goes off this year, that the Indians will not pick up that club option for the 2013 season.
You have to have a monster year, plus they have to win.
Yeah.
The economics of the game have really changed, especially with aging players. Aging players that have been injured, even worse.
Hafner, over the last 4 seasons, he's averaged 12 home runs and 45 runs batted in. This was a guy who hit 42 homers in 2006 for the Indians, but a lot of injury problems since then as he takes that pitch inside, and now Downs has fallen behind 3-0.
There's that good fastball in.
See if Hafner might have a green light here. The 3-0, he's taking that one like a statue. And it's 3-1.
Well, the big difference with Scott Downs compared to other lefties. First of all, he's not a specialist. He can be, but he's not. But you'll use the inside fastball and not necessarily to set up the slider. He will repeat it time after time.
The 3-1 pitch skied in the air into center field. That ball is hit well. Going back is Vernon Wells. He jumps up, and that ball is going to hit his glove and go over the wall, and it's a home run for Travis Hafner. Boy, Vernon came so close to catching that one up against the wall right near the 420 sign, and he got glove on it, but the ball hit the lip of his glove and went over the wall for a homer to dead center.
Torrey Hunter's already giving him something that he's going to remember. This ball had a lot of backspin, and just at the right time, he times that leap and just misses, making another outstanding play in center field. But a welcome sight, Terry, for Cleveland Indians fans and players, and Travis Hafner hitting a ball like that.
Yeah, that's his first extra base hit this spring. So it's now a 5-1 Angels lead. 1 ball, no strikes to count on Spilborghs, and the next pitch, that one pitched and misses ball 2, 2-0.
Hey, Terry, you know who's on page 43 of the media guide? Our good friend, Amari P. Gonzalez.
That's right.
Who will be broadcasting some games in Espanol this year for us on Angels Spanish TV. There's Amari.
Yep, saw Amari and his wife Gail earlier today. Oh, and 1 is the count, and the next pitch, that one is fouled off. Spilborghs hit into a double play his first time up. Fans opening night is approaching. The 2012 season kicks off Friday night, April the 6th. That's less than a month away. The Angels will take on the Royals at 7:05. Opening night will include a pregame flyover, the first Big Bang Friday of the season. Here's the next pitch. That's a liner into left center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. So Spielborgs makes a big turn at first, but he'll hold there with a 1-out single. And Downs has given up back-to-back hits here in this 4th inning. The batter will be Laporta.
So a slow start here so far locating for Scott Downs on a couple of hitters. And yesterday we also saw the debut of LaTroy Hawkins through 1 inning and allowed 3 runs in his first time out this spring. And Mike Socha just told me after the game, matter of location, that's it. First time out there. Not as sharp. Not too worried about the veteran players or pitchers getting knocked around here in spring training.
Here's the pitch. That's low. Conger didn't find it at first. It skipped between his legs, but he quickly recovers. No advancement by Spielborgs. So it's 1 ball, no strikes. Just talking about the season opener, the home opener as well for the Angels on Friday night, April the 6th. That'll be a Big Bang Friday as well. And you can purchase tickets in advance by going to angels.com or purchasing your tickets at the Angels Stadium ticket office. Next pitch, the 1-0 delivery. The bat goes flying and came close to Freddie Lewis waiting on deck as the ball's fouled off on the right side out of play.
Actually got a piece of Freddie Lewis. It wasn't a broken bat. It was just the bat slipping out of Laporta's hand.
And Freddie Lewis, before giving the bat back to Laporta, who walked over to retrieve it, Freddie Lewis told him, hey, you better put a little stick-em on that bat handle there before you get back to the plate.
There's 2 bats flying today for Laporta. Also had a broken bat single.
1-1 the count. 5-1 Angels in the 4th. Next pitch, that's cut on and missed, and the count 1-2. Laporta got a hit back in the 2nd inning. It was his first hit this spring. He had gone 0 for 10 in the Cactus League coming into this game.
And they pretty much have said he will start the season in AAA. Remember, they went out and got free agent first baseman and former Angel Casey Kochman.
Here's the pitch. Laporta swings at that one and fouls it off on the right side, backing out of play. It's still 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Laporta came to the Indians in a trade, but a guy that had that stamp of cannot miss. But he has had many of opportunities already for the Indians and just has not been able to take advantage of them. But certainly still a young player with a lot of potential.
Downs is set, looks at first, delivers. That pitch is high. You mentioned when he was acquired by the Indians in a deal, it was with Milwaukee, and that was the CC Sabathia deal.
Yeah, not just any deal.
Right.
Talking about big old CC.
Right. And Laporta was a big piece of that trade. He was regarded as one of the top prospects in the Milwaukee organization when that deal took place back in July of 2008. Next pitch on him, he lines that one into center, and that's going to fall in for a base hit. Making a turn, but stopping at second base will be Spielborgs. Laporta has a single, his 2nd hit of the day. That's 3 straight hits now against Scott Downs in this 4th inning. 2 on, and with 1 out, Freddie Lewis will be the next batter.
Not surprised he's been up in the zone after Cabrera flew out to open up the inning. You see a lot of pitches between the letters and the waist that high. And of course, for hitters, that's a welcome sight, especially here in the early spring where they're not ready for those nasty pitches yet.
And Conger went out, had a brief message for Scott Downs. Lewis batting. He was with the Reds last year and hit .230 with Cincinnati. The pitch. He takes that one low and inside. Fred Lewis signed a minor league deal with the Indians during the offseason. He's a left-handed batter who hits lefties pretty well. We'll see how things shake out here between Downs and Lewis. 1-0 pitch. That one is inside, ball 2. 2-0.
Another player that received an opportunity early in his career as the everyday left fielder for the San Francisco Giants. Just did not pan out. A lot of speed. And when he was with Toronto, Coach Dwayne Murphy said he also has some raw power that's underdeveloped.
2-0 delivery. He fouls that one back behind the plate. So the count, 2 balls, 1 strike. Lewis last year with the Reds as a reserve outfielder, he committed only 1 error. So he's a guy that can help you a little bit, a lot of different ways. He's a career .267 hitter at the major league level. He's trying to win a spot on the Indians opening day roster as a reserve outfielder, and the pitch comes in and hits him. So now the bases are loaded and Downs is really struggling, and Mike Scioscia is coming out and he is going to make a pitching change.
Yeah, that's too many pitches already. 24 pitches. So you can tell he was not in his game when a fastball gets away from Scott Downs like this. He is not sharp, and of course can be too demanding on him, being this his first outing of the spring.
So Downs, as it turns out, will go just a third of an inning in his first appearance this spring, and he leaves allowing a run and leaves with the bases loaded. A pitching change coming up, a break in the action here in the 4th. Angels up 5-1 on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. Jack Hanahan will be the first batter to face Eddie McKiernan, who enters the ball game. This is the first time we've seen Eddie pitch for the Angels this spring. He's up from minor league camp. We've seen him in spring training in the past, and the first delivery, that one is a pitch that's low and inside for a ball to count. 1 ball, no strikes.
It was the Eddie McKiernan that a couple of springs ago somebody went out to him, asked him to get him to the Rosenbach, and they thought he was a bat boy.
He's ready. Here's the next delivery, and that one misses low and away. Eddie McKiernan has been in the Angels organization now for several years. First pro season was 2007. Last year he pitched at Arkansas.
It still looks like he could be pitching in high school.
Yeah. He was a starter and reliever last year in the Texas League. He delivers the pitch, and it's grounded on the right side. It's fielded by Pujols. His only chance for an out first. Everyone advances a base, so coming in and scoring on that ground out will be Spielborgs. Laporta moves to third and Lewis up to second, and it's now a 5-2 Angels lead with 2 outs here in the 4th. Hanahan will get an RBI on that ground out. Marson will be the batter. McKiernan last year in Double-A, 9 wins, 12 losses. He actually led the Texas League in losses. And his ERA was 5.22. The year before that at Rancho Cucamonga in the Cal League, he had 28 saves. He was used as a closer that year. But then last season, the Angels pretty much decided to take a look at him as a starter. And he pitched to mixed reviews last year.
Higher level, not the same. It was his year to make adjustments. And it was the batters that made adjustments against him. He's not going to overpower you. He needs to be very efficient down to the zone and pitch off the plate.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one is low and outside. McKiernan will be celebrating a birthday. That's in about 10 days. He will turn 23 years old. He was born in Pasadena, went to Monrovia High School, and now lives in Temple City. Next pitch. It's fouled back on the right side, back and out of play.
That's the idea right there, as I was talking about pitching off the plate. You see how he really tied up Lou Marson with that pitch. Good running fastball inside. Now he gives himself a better margin to work outside if needed.
Two balls, one strike on Marson. McKiernan trying to prevent those runners from coming in. The next pitch, and that one didn't miss by much. Just a little bit outside. 3-1 the count.
A pretty good pitch. If you're going to miss with an off speed, that's not a bad spot.
So Eddie needs to come in with a strike. A walk would reload the bases. We'll see what happens. And the 3-1, he's going to walk him. It's nowhere close, low and outside. So once again, the bases are loaded for Cleveland. And Ezekiel Carrera, their leadoff man, will be the next batter.
So after 3 very efficient innings by Garrett Richards, a starter, only making 35 pitches, a different story here in the 4th inning.
Left-handed hitting Carrera batting. He's grounded out and flied out. The pitch. That's a strike on the outside corner. When the Angels faced the Indians on Thursday in Goodyear, the Angels won that game 6-5. And that was a game the Angels had a 6-0 lead in the 5th inning. And then the Indians came back and made it a game. The Angels held on and beat them by a run. Angels had a 5-0 lead against them today. It's now 5-2. And the pitch misses for a ball. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's a game where Josh Tomlin came in relief and really struggled. And the Angels saw Ubaldo Jimenez start that game, and he wasn't sharp either.
1 ball, 1 strike on Carrera. 2 outs. Bases loaded. The pitch fouled back behind the plate. So it's now 1 ball, 2 strikes. When the Angels bat in the bottom of this 4th inning, Langerhans, and then the top of the order, Ibar and Kendrick. Indians have had some action in the bullpen. We'll see if they go into the bullpen when we get to the bottom of the 4th. McKiernan way in front. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Next delivery tapped on the first base side, but foul. So we'll do it again. It's still 1-2. We should be getting an update on the other game the Angels are playing today against the Reds. That game is taking place in Goodyear. Reds and Indians share the same facility.
Still 2-0 Angels, top of the 6th inning. So that home run, the 2-run homer by Alexia Marista, still marks the difference.
So that is good news right now for the other Angels squad. The pitch that's fouled back behind the plate. The pitching has been very good for the Angels in that game. Brad Mills was the starter. Trevor Bell was slated to pitch, and Rich Thompson and Matt Meyer were on the board for that game as well. Brad Mills worked the first 3 innings, gave up 1 hit, no runs, and he struck out 3. So he had a good outing. 1-2 pitch once again. low and in.
Well, I think Carrera himself thought that was a strike.
So Eddie McKiernan has had a couple of borderline pitches go against him here. He's ready. He'll try and shake off that close call to one against him. And the next pitch, he does shake it off. It swung on and missed. He got him, struck him out on a pitch that was low and away. The inning is over. Good job by McKiernan coming in a tough situation. In the inning, they do get a couple of runs. There were 3 hits in the inning for the Indians, including the home run by Hafner. A walk, a hit batsman, no errors, and the Indians end up leaving the bases loaded. The bottom of the 4th is coming up. 5-2 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. Fans Welk Resorts and Angels Radio AM 830 have teamed up to bring you the official AM 830 fan club. Get AM 830 event and team news and updates all season long. Log on to am830fanclub.com. That's am830fanclub.com. First batter for the Angels here as we go to the bottom of the 4th is Ryan Langerhans, who struck out his first time up. He's facing Chris Ray, who's the new Indians pitcher, and that one is cut on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Teammates for parts of last season as Ray was with the Seattle Mariners, but at one time a promising closer. Ray saved 33 games for the Orioles back in 2006.
There's a pitch in there for a strike.
Injuries took a toll.
Ray appearing in his 4th game this spring for the Indians, and he's been knocked around. He's had some trouble with the home run ball. He's given up 3 of them already this spring in 3 innings. ERA is 15.00 as the pitch evens up the count 2-2. Here's the next delivery, and that one is low, and it's a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Ray is set. The payoff pitch. He walks him. So a leadoff walk for Langerhans, and now the top of the batting order. Eric Ibar will step to the plate. Mentioned Chris Ray. There was a time a few years ago where the Angels apparently had some interest in him. That was when Tejada was with Baltimore, and there were all kind of rumors flying around about a possible deal between the Angels and the Orioles. Irvin Santana's name was mentioned in that trade rumor a few years ago.
I recall that.
There's a pitch on the outside corner for a strike.
talk of Tejada coming to the Angels and playing third base.
Right. Chris Ray last year with Seattle had a 3-2 record, no saves, 29 relief appearances. The pitch, it's popped in the air into shallow left field, long run in and under, and battling the sun is Freddie Lewis to make the grab, and then a toss over to first base. Having to hustle back was Langerhans. So one gone on the fly out off the bat of Ibar. Howie Kendrick will step to the plate.
Hey fans, the Angels have just released exclusive club level season seats, and these padded and spacious seats are a great way to take in the action. Seats include access to the Knot Hole restaurant and exclusive club level amenities. And to get those great seats, you can call 888-796-HALO or visit angels.com.
So here's Kendrick set to bat. Toss over to first base. The runner gets back. Howie so far today, he's been up twice with a pair of hits. He's doubled, scored a run. He's also had a single. Ray delivers. That pitch misses low and outside.
One of Howie Kendrick's hobbies is photography. And he says there are so many beautiful sights here in the Valley of the Sun to take beautiful shots. So he and C.J. Wilson, an instant connection with that hobby.
Yeah, CJ's parents, photographers. The pitch that's bounced on the third base side, a high hopper, and it skips under the glove of Hanahan. Making a big turn, rounding second was Langerhans, and he has to dive back to the bag. They almost threw him out, rounding second. Howie is on with another hit, an infield hit, his third hit of the day, and with one out, runners at first and second for Albert Pujols.
That's Howie Kendrick now 6 for 11 here this spring. It was a do-or-die play for Hanahan. He tried to scoop it. It goes under his glove. Even if it comes up with that ball cleanly, it's going to be a tough play. And here we go again. Pujols at bat with runners in scoring position.
And boy, we have seen that quite a bit already this spring. Hopefully we're going to see that a lot during the regular season.
And it's not just Pujols that's going to benefit from these situations. It's the guys hitting behind him.
Right. Here's the pitch on Albert. It's low and away.
You know, there's talk, of course, of the best protection for Pujols being a healthy Kendrys Morales. But don't forget about Torrey Hunter. He could be the biggest beneficiary of this whole thing.
Next pitch, there's one ripped by the third baseman Hanahan and threw into left field. Being waved around is Langerhans. The Angels will have runners at the corners. It's an RBI hit for Pujols, his first hit and second RBI of the game, and the Angels add on. It's now 6-2.
All right, so before the game, I told you something that Albert told me he was going to do today. You know what that was? I can tell you now. He says, I'm going to turn on the ball today. He said, I'm going to turn on the ball. I feel a little locked up sometimes on my hips. And there it was.
That ball was ripped right up the third base side. Hanahan's a good defender, but he just couldn't quite nab that one. It was out of his reach. Tight to the line, pretty tight to the line. Here's Torrey batting now with runners at the corners. The pitch. He looks that one over. It's in there for a strike. So the Angels have scored in 3 of the first 4 innings, have a 4-run lead and a chance to get more. A hit means another run right here.
This could be a monster year for Torrey Hunter, who could become a free agent.
Torrey rips the ball off the glove of the pitcher. It caroms over to Hanahan. His throw to first is in time to get Hunter, but Kendrick will score. Torrey will get an RBI on the ground out, and now it's 7-2 Angels. That'll go down as a 1-5-3 ground out. Torrey's second RBI of the game.
Again, staying with that same approach. That ball was heading towards center field.
Vernon Wells will bat. He's driven in a run today, although 0 for 2 officially. Angels have used a walk and a couple of hits to put 2 on the board here in this inning against Ray. And the pitch on its way. That one is a pitch in there for a strike.
Angels starter Garrett Richards.
Yeah, it could be a fun summer at the Big A if this continues.
Richards now,
Of course, it's not going to continue on an everyday basis, but more consistency will be welcome.
Yeah, you just got to think, and especially if Morales can be a producer for the Angels, that the Angels are going to be so much better offensively than a year ago.
Another thing that was lacking also, was productive outs. Situational hitting.
Here's Wells lining one into left field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Being waved around and coming home is Albert. He'll score. Vernon Wells has his second RBI of the day, and the Angels just keep scoring runs. It's now 8-2.
No stop in this Angels offense. Keep in mind, this team came into this ballgame batting .322 collectively. And that is already 10 hits in 3 2/3 innings here this afternoon.
So Trumbo will be the next batter. The Angels last season ranked in the bottom half in the majors in scoring runs, as Trumbo swings and misses the first pitch.
It's just remarkable how Mike Scioscia was able to keep this team afloat up until the last week of the season.
Right.
Credit to the players for what they did.
Angels finished last year 10 games over 500, and that pitch a little bit low. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Then came that month of September, Terry, when we were going, wait a minute, okay, the West might be over soon, but look what's happening in Boston. The Angels are alive.
Yeah, because the Red Sox were collapsing, so the Angels were getting in the wild card mix, really, into the final week of the season.
Yes. All of a sudden, you're looking at the scoreboard and following what Boston's doing, following what the Rays were doing.
Right. And of course, the Rays ended up overtaking the Red Sox. It was what, on the final day?
Yes, sir. Drama in Tampa Bay. Drama against the Orioles, who were playing championship-type baseball against Boston.
Yeah. And really the same thing happened in the National League with the collapse of the Braves. And that got the Cardinals in there, and we all know what they did in the postseason. Ball is popped back foul up the bat of Trumbo. It's going to get back to the seats behind the plate, out of play.
It's only going to add to the excitement now that you add a second wild card team. One game decides who goes in.
Right.
To the division series.
I like that new setup now, adding the extra wild card team in each league. I do have one complaint about it, though, as that pitch is fouled back. In theory, the team that ends up winning the play-in game, the game between the two wild cards in each league, that team could end up hosting 3 consecutive games.
That's right.
And that's a little bit unfair.
You know what? There's never going to be a perfect system, no matter what. But I'm glad it's happening.
Yeah.
And the other thing, too, there's concerns about travel. Where are those games going to be played? Who knows?
Right. And then Major League Baseball, I guess, is going to have all-day games the final day of the regular season. Everything's been pushed up. The pitch on Trumbo, that's lined into center. That's going to fall in for a 2-out hit. The hits keep on coming. Vernon Wells will go from first to third. Trumbo has his second hit of the day. Boy, he's swinging the bat here the last couple of days like he's in midseason form. And the next batter will be Hank Conger.
You know, Terry, along those lines, there's many people talking about those wild card teams maybe being at a disadvantage because they have to throw their top-of-line starter for that game. Who says a top-of-line starter is going to line up for that game? There's no design for that.
Right.
Who's to say the guy didn't pitch, 2 days ago? Well, you can't use him, and he's getting ready maybe to start the bigger series if you win.
Yeah, there's no guarantee. Yeah. I mean, ideally, you'd like to have your number one start that wild card play-in game. 1-0 delivery, a big cut and a miss by Hank Conger on that pitch. He was swinging for the fences there. 1-1 to count.
Especially if you're fighting all the way through the end, in that last week, you're going to end up lining up your pitching. So maybe your top starter will see more action in the last 10 days than anybody else. So who's to say he's going to be available for that do-or-die game?
Right. Conger took another big cut and missed the pitch, so he's in the hole 1-2. Been a 3-run inning for the Angels. It's a 6-run lead here. And the next pitch, that's smacked foul over by the Angels dugout, and that one landed in the dugout as it turned out.
How did that ball make it through that netting?
I don't know. It must have skipped. Must have been a little hole in the netting there. Angels already with 8 runs, 11 hits, and we're not even through 4 innings. Ray has thrown 26 pitches here in his first inning of relief. The next one, it's low and in. And now it's 2-2 on Conger. How is Hank's day going? Well, he's 1 for 2, a single, and he's popped out.
Hank already has a total of 16 official at-bats this spring.
The 2-2 pitch fouled back to the screen.
Last spring, Mark Trumbull led the team with 74 at-bats. Also, Trumbull led the team with 6 home runs and 20 RBIs. And that continued into a successful rookie campaign with 29 home runs.
Yep, translated into the regular season. The 2-2 once again on Conger. He takes a called third strike. It nips the inside corner, struck him out looking, and that will end the inning. But the Angels put a 3-spot on the board here in the 4th inning, and the Angels did it with 4 hits, also a walk in the inning. There were no errors in the inning, and the Angels wind up leaving 2 runners on base. We've completed 4. We're moving on to the 5th. It's 8-2 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West.
What do you get?
As we move to the 5th inning, Jordan Walden will take over in relief for the Angels. This will be his 2nd appearance this spring. He replaces Eddie McKiernan. He went 2/3 of an inning, giving up no hits, no runs. He walked 1, struck out 1. Scott Downs in his first outing this spring went 1/3 of an inning, giving up 3 hits, hitting a batter, allowing a home run, and giving up a pair of earned runs. So it'll be Kipnis, Cabrera, and Hafner to face Jordan Walden as we get set for the 5th inning. Terry Smith along with Jose Mota, our producer engineer Darren Chan, our producer director on Fox Sports West is John Gonzalez, and we are with you here at Tempe Diablo Stadium, where all systems are go right now for the Angels, who lead the Cleveland Indians by 6 runs, 8-2. The pitch, that one a little bit low and away. We're underway here in the 5th inning. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
An excellent job by the whole Fox crew here for Diablo Vision, and of course our producer engineer here in the booth for radio, Darren Chan. But a lot of games on Diablo Vision, a lot of work, a lot of coordination, and so far so good.
2 balls and no strikes. Walden is ready, facing the left-handed hitting Kipnis, and he takes that one for a called strike.
It's a 2-2 tie now in Goodyear. Angels split squad over playing against the Cincinnati Reds.
Here's the next pitch. A broken bat pop out towards short, just out of the reach of Ibar. He was back on the outfield grass trying to track that one down, but just out of his reach. So Kipnis has a single. He was robbed of a hit his first time up by Howie Kendrick, so he gets one there, and now as Drupal Cabrera will bat.
Gave Ibar about 2 weeks. He'll make that play. Actually, did not see it very well off the end of the bat because the route that he took was like a curving route, not getting around that ball.
Here's the pitch on Cabrera, and he fouls that one off on the left side out of play. Drupal Cabrera last season was the first Indian shortstop to start an all-star game since Hall of Famer Lou Boudreau 63 years earlier in 1948.
A lot to say about how good his year was. As Drupal used to be a guy that would choke up on the bat a lot. I mean, choke up to the point where it's like 3 or 4 inches until Orlando Cabrera came into camp last year, and during batting practice at early spring training last year said, just go all the way down.
And here he lifts one in the air into right field. Long run for Torrey Hunter. He's out by the wall, and Torrey will make the catch right near the wall in deep right center on the warning track. A long out right there, and Kipnis holding at first base, 1 away.
And because Orlando Cabrera is saying that, well, Drupal turned it on and had a great power year. He became an all-star and made some great plays defensively. He was a human highlight film at shortstop. Well, as Terry Smith will say, as Drupal was a good listener.
He was a good listener. And it always pays to be a good listener, Jose.
Absolutely.
There goes the runner. The pitch. That is a pitch inside, and the throw to second, and it's late. That'll be a stolen base. So Kipnis steals second on Walden. Well, Jordan Walden, like many closers, he doesn't necessarily control the running game out there. He allowed 13 stolen bases last year.
Still had one of the best moves to finish off a game.
Here's the pitch. That one is chopped foul over on the left side.
Game against the Yankees. Man at first and third, and he pulled off a beautifully executed first and third move to catch Curtis Granderson at first base with Mark Teixeira hitting.
Yep. Those
end of ball game.
You might see one of those a year work at the fake throw to third, and you get the runner faked out over at first base as many times as you see that happen. But if it does work and get you out of trouble, it can be a big play. Hafner batting. Here's the next pitch. He takes a cut at that one and misses it.
You know, there are teams there, for the reasons you say, don't even use it. They don't bother. They're like, well, we're going to waste that if it doesn't work.
Right.
Different philosophies run different organizations. Just like a lot of teams don't let their left-handed pitchers have a step-off move to first base because of the injury exposure.
Walden in front on Hafner. The next delivery, the 2-strike pitch, that's outside.
That was a changeup. He is trying to work on that pitch here in spring training. He threw a few last season. The strange thing was to see a changeup coming in at 88, 89. And of course, that's because Walden can hit triple digits with his fastball once in a while.
The 2-2 on Hafner. A little low. The close pitch right there. The count 3-2. Breakdown of Walden's pitches last season. 81% of them were fastballs, 16% sliders, 3% of his pitches were changeups. He threw over 1,000 pitches last year. There's one hit high in the air into center field. Vernon Wells is battling the sun out there. He'll make the catch. Tagging is the runner at second base, and moving on to third on that flyout will be Kipnis. So they have a runner at third with 2 outs. Spilborghs will be the next batter.
Like that, he repeated the changeup, and he did it against a very dangerous Travis Happer, who had connected for a home run. But here's a release on that changeup. If you're watching on Diablo Vision, good action, good arm action, great arm speed, and got him to hit it off the end of the bat. Very well done.
So now we'll see if he can get the out and prevent that runner from coming in. Pitch on Spilborghs. That's a little bit outside for a ball. 1-0.
I'll tell you now, the Angels have surrounded Walden with not only his good friend and confidant Scott Downs, but Jason Isringhausen, who we still haven't seen pitch, Troy Hawkins. So there's a comfort level in knowing that, first of all, for the Angels, they have experience in the back end of that bullpen from guys that can come in and save a game if needed, but also for more experience to listen to for Jordan Walden, who needs to be a good listener. Right?
Yep, he's been surrounded this year with even more veterans to pick their brain. 2 balls, 1 strike on Spilborghs. He takes it low and away. It's now 3-1. Walden was the 12th round pick of the Angels back in 2006. He's set, ready to come in with the 3-1 pitch. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Threw that one by Spilborghs, so it's a full count. We're in the 5th inning if you're just tuning in or rejoining us. Angels have an 8-2 lead. And the 3-2 delivery, grounded right to short, should be the end of the inning. It's fielded there by Ibar. The throw right on the money, and the inning is over. So they fail to get that runner in from third base. It ends on the 6-3 ground out. In the inning, no runs, the leadoff hit, no errors, a runner left at third. The Indians have now stranded 6. As we go to the bottom of the 5th, it's 8-2 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. Fans, don't forget the 2nd annual Angels 5K and Fun Run will take place April the 22nd. Participants will run and walk on a baseball-themed course that goes through Angel Stadium and finishes at FanFest. All participants receive a commemorative shirt and a voucher for a future Angels game. Sign up today at angels.com/5K. Proceeds from the event will benefit the Angels Baseball Foundation.
Albert Pujols showing some love to the fans. In fact, the Albert Pujols Family Foundation will be very active in Southern California, just as it was over in the St. Louis area, involved in the cause for Down syndrome.
So as we get ready for the Angels to bat here in the bottom of the 5th inning, Danny Salazar, a right-hander, will take over for the Cleveland Indians. He's their new pitcher. He replaces Chris Ray, who had a tough 4th inning. And the first pitch, that ball is crushed into center field, but right at the center fielder Carrera, and retired on the first pitch is Jorge Cantu. He couldn't have hit it any harder. Let's pause for station identification here on the Angels Baseball Network. Ryan Langerhans will be the next batter for the Angels. He's had a walk and a strikeout today. He's also scored a run. Left-handed hitter takes that one low from Salazar. 1 ball, no strikes. Here comes the next pitch, and that one is outside. 2 balls, no strikes.
Well, sir, let's see if that relaxed stance for Langerhans helps him right here against the right-hander. See that bat leaning on that shoulder.
The 2-0. He fouls that one off the screen.
He's one of those guys getting also a long look here in the early going. Along with Cole Calhoun, who's been pretty busy over there at Goodyear on that split squad. Hank Conger, a lot of at-bats early this camp.
2-1 pitch. Fouled off on the left side, backing out of play. Danny Salazar's from the Dominican Republic. And he pitched in A-ball last year. Also in the Arizona Summer League. Next pitch, that's low and in. So the count runs full, 3-2.
As you mentioned, the Arizona Summer League. We go back to the Arizona Fall League, and Mike Trout is just a few days away from being in a game, according to Mike Scioscia, as he addressed the media this morning.
There's one low and inside, and it's another walk for Langerhans. That's the second time he's walked in the game, and he does that with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Ibar will be the next batter.
I know a lot of fans here in the Tempe area and also across Southern California have been asking us about Mike Trout, who has lost over 10 pounds here in camp.
He's had a virus problem, which has kind of zapped a little strength, and the pitch that's fouled off on the right side. A foul ball off the bat of Eric Ibar. 0-1 the count.
And Mike Scioscia also made it very clear that when Trout is playing, just look for him to be all over the outfield positions, not just in one place. He said clearly if he makes his team, it'll be because he's versatile, playing more than one outfield position.
Ibar just fouled off another pitch over by the Angels dugout. So it's 0-2 on the Angels shortstop, who's had a 1-for-3 day. Ibar's had 7 hits already this spring.
You know what happens here in a few days? The beauty of minor league spring training games.
Right.
That's a luxury for the big league team.
There's one that's low and in, and Mike Scioscia even hinted that there's a chance that Kendrys Morales could get some at-bats in some of those minor league games.
It's just right behind us.
Right.
This field's right behind here in Tempe Diablo. Be real busy with action here very soon. Busy right now with practice, but games are coming up.
There's a pitch that is inside on Ibar, and that one had him jumping off the plate.
Well, Tim Salmon told me that one time he went out, he was assigned after coming back from an injury, and he got 20 at-bats in one day.
Wow.
How about that? Because what happens is you can send somebody from the big leagues to not only hit in one game, but in 2 or 3 games.
Right. Well, they have all those fields down there, so you can jump around from one field to the other. You have the AAA team playing in spring training game, AA club, the A club.
And then you have inter squads also at the same time because there's so many bodies, and you can lead off for 3 teams at the same time or more.
And the way those fields are positioned, you can easily get from one to the other. Just a quick little jaunt from one field to the other. 2-2. Fouled off again over by Howie Kendrick waiting on deck. So Ibar is battling here against Danny Salazar. He's the 3rd pitcher for Cleveland, and the Angels roughed up the first 2. Huff giving up 5 runs, 4 earned in 3 innings, and Ray giving up 3 runs, all earned in 1 inning. Two and 2 the count on Eric, who hits one sharply fair on the first base side right over the bag. Heading on to third base is Landgrahan's. That ball's all the way down in the corner, so he is going to be waved home. And hustling into third base, getting there without even a throw. A stand-up RBI triple for Ibar, and now it's 9-2.
Angels bats are sizzling. Not just the bats, but so opportune they have been because of 3 walks issued so far by the Indians. All 3 have come around.
And Eric Ibar, as a result of that triple, will now have the rest of the game off.
There's 8 hits for Ibar already.
It's like Darwin Perez has come in to run for him. So we'll see if Perez might stay in the game at shortstop as well. Here's Howie at the plate, a chance to bring in the pinch runner. So Ibar's day is over. He was 2 for 4 today with a run batted in. And the pitchers, one grounded to the shortstop, and right between the legs of Cabrera, the ball rolls into left field. Hustling into second, getting there safely is Kendrick. Boy, Howie's motor has been churning today. That's a couple of real good hustle plays for Kendrick in this ball game. The Angels get another run on the board. And now Howie is going to leave for a pinch runner.
Well, there's no secret his legs are feeling pretty good, and he has been taking chances on the base pass, even against the advice of Alfredo Griffin, the first base coach. Got to do that in spring training. Feel good, you go for it. Because there are going to be some days in spring training and during the season that you're not going to have that extra hop on you.
So the Angels have a 10-2 lead. Taylor Lindsay is the pinch runner. We'll see if they end up giving Kendrick an RBI on that one. I think they will, even though it was clearly a ball misplayed by Cabrera.
They're giving up the run no matter what, even if it's an out.
So it's 10-2 Angels. The scoreboard says 11-2, but they're off by a run right now. Spring training can kind of work out the kinks a little bit.
They need it too.
That's right.
It's like we need it. We talk about the umpires needing it.
Sure.
Let the scoreboard operators do the same thing, all right? Don't be too hard now, Terry.
Just a matter of time, though, of making the adjustment. It's still saying 11-2. Albert Pujols at the plate. Albert today has driven in a couple of runs, and there's a wild pitch that sails right by the catcher Marson, and that will get Lindsay, the pinch runner, over to third base. Lindsay will probably stay in the ball game for Howie at second base as well.
And Danny Salazar, so Albert Pujols, and his catcher's going for a fastball away, and he just amped it up and missed by a lot. You don't see fastballs make it all the way back like that very often.
Here comes the next pitch. That one is a pitch that's in there for a strike. Scoreboard now has the score as 18-2, Jose. So it's inching forward for some reason. Hey, We'll take a 16-run lead.
It could be 18-2 before it's over. Who knows?
Here's the pitch, lifted in the air into shallow center field. Let's see who's going to make the call on this one. It'll be the shortstop. No tag by Lindsay, the runner at third. It just wasn't hit deep enough. So Albert is retired on that mile-high pop to short. And that'll be the second out.
You know, you see a third base coach, and many people just say, yeah, he sends him, he gives signs, he tells the guy when to stop. But Dino Ebel did a fine job coming down that line to make sure Lindsay saw him, squared up with the shoulders to let him know, don't go. You're just going to bluff. There's so much verbally going on, but a lot of visuals at third base that really helped the base runner.
So still the runner at third with 2 outs. And at the plate for the Angels is Torrey. Hunter in the game, a couple of RBIs. He's 1 for 3. He's also scored a run. Here's the next pitch. That's a strike on the outside corner. (10-2) Angels. Bottom of the 5th. The Angels have scored runs in 4 of the 5 innings today. And already with 12 hits. Next pitch. That one is low. If Torrey keeps the inning alive, waiting on deck is Vernon Wells. A hit would mean another run. Time called as Hunter backs out of the box.
Mike Scioscia's other squad is down 5-2 in the 7th inning at Goodyear. The Angels down 5-2 against the Cincinnati Reds at the other game.
Here's the next pitch, and that one on the 2-1 delivery misses low. It's 3 balls, 1 strike.
By the way, playing right field of that ball game is Bobby Abreu, who is having a birthday today. Happy birthday to Bobby Abreu.
Bobby Abreu today turns what, to 38 years old? That sound right?
He doesn't think so.
Well, 38. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Angels with a pair of runs in the inning, scoring 2 runs with only 1 hit in the inning. They count full. Runner at third, 2 outs the pitch. Torrey takes low and outside. That's ball 4. So he's aboard, and Vernon Wells will bat. And now we might have something going pitching-wise, as Dave Miller, who was the bullpen coach and acting pitching coach here today with the Indians playing a split squad. He is out to the mound, and we'll see what they do as far as Salazar. They're going to stay with him. They've had action in the bullpen, but no pitching change. Matt Long has come into the game to pinch run for Torrey Hunter. So Long will likely stay in the game in the outfield as well for the Angels. So Mike Scioscia is starting to lift some of the regulars. Ibar and Kendrick have been pulled here in the inning. Now Hunter. Second walk issued in the inning by Salazar. He retired the first batter, but since then has had a lot of trouble. Of course, the error didn't help him in the inning as well. And the first pitch on Vernon, he takes ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Wells is 1 for 3 today with 2 RBIs. The pitch on Vernon. He rips a ball into left field. That ball is hit high and deep, and that ball is out of here. It's a home run. A line drive 3-run homer for Vernon Wells. The Angels now have a 13-2 lead.
A rocket out of this ballpark. And with all the good approach, all the great batting practice, a refined, shorter swing for Vernon Wells, paying some early dividends here in spring training. Well, a no-doubter.
So Vernon Wells with a 5 RBI day right now. We're only in the bottom of the 5th inning. Boy, that's good to see.
Talk about quick and short to the ball.
Here's Trumbo at the plate. He takes that pitch for ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes. (13-2). The Angels on top, and we're still in the 5th inning. Here's the next pitch. It's fouled back behind the plate, out of play.
That was already pitch number 38 from Danny Salazar. The Indians have done a fine job in just exploiting the quantity of pitches by Indians hurlers today. They got 61 pitches out of the starter David Huff in 3 innings. 29 pitches in 1 inning from Chris Ray. And here comes pitch number 39 this inning here for Danny Salazar.
That's amazing how many pitches he's thrown here in this inning. Here's the next one, and that's inside. So he's going to have at least a 40 pitch inning here. Two balls, 1 strike on Trumbo. Mark swings and he lifts the ball high and deep into left center field. He has hit another bomb out there. It's gone, a home run. Trumbo, 2 days running with another tape measure homer out there in left center field. It's now 14-2 Angels.
There is a reason why the Angels are trying to find at bats for Mark Trumbo as a designated hitter, as a third baseman. Who knows? Maybe sometimes even as a right fielder. Simple reason: power.
So a knockout blow in a number of ways. That'll be it for Danny Salazar. We're going to have a pitching change for Cleveland, a break in the action. The Angels still batting here in the 5th inning, leading at 14-2 on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. We get ready to move to more action here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Angels are up 14-2. Hank Conger, the 9th batter in the inning.
Feels like the 8th inning already.
Yeah. Conger's gone 1 for 3. New pitcher for the Cleveland Indians. A right-hander on the mound, Ryan Price. Price is wearing number 91. And the next delivery, that one is low and in. It's now 2 balls, no strikes. The catcher, Boo Marson, goes out to have a word with Price. A rough outing for Danny Salazar, as he gave up 6 runs but only 2 earned in his 2/3 innings of work. He did give up a pair of home runs. He also walked a pair of batters. Price is set, and the next pitch. That one is swung on and missed.
Yeah, that's why you bring backup pitching to those trips.
Yeah.
A lot of minor leaguers make that trip, get on the bus. A lot of times they don't pitch, but for days like this, they will see some action. Still a lot of game left here.
Counts 3 balls and 1 strike. Brian Price hails from the state of Texas, and he delivers the pitch. It's grounded right to second, fielded by Kipnis. The throw is in time to get Conger, and the inning ends on a 4-3 groundout. But a big inning for the Angels, who score 6 times, doing it with only 3 hits. The Angels had 2 homers and a triple in the inning, a couple of walks in the inning, also an error, and no one left on base. We're headed to the 6th inning. It's all Angels today in Tempe, leading 14-2 on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West.
All your life.
A lot of changes defensively for the Angels as we move to the 6th inning here in Tempe. We'll fill you in on the moves in just a moment. The new pitcher is Eric Hurley, so he replaces Jordan Walden, who pitched scoreless top of the 5th inning. Walden gave up a hit, did not walk or strike out anyone. And Eric Hurley, who signed with the Angels during the offseason, former Texas Rangers pitcher, gets ready to work. His first pitch, that one is a little bit inside on Matt Laporta for a ball. The count 1 ball, no strikes.
Second appearance for Hurley, right-hander. A couple of innings, 2 hits, a couple of walks, and 2 strikeouts, 2 for Hurley. 1 hit, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Pitched himself out of trouble his first time out.
Here's the 1-0. That one is low and outside. 2-0 the count. Frazier Hall, a young player up from minor league camp, as the new Angel first baseman. Taylor Lindsay stays in the game at second base. He came in a pinch run for Howie in the bottom of the 5th inning. Darwin Perez, who came in as a pinch runner for Eric Ibar, replaces Ibar at short. There's a swing and a miss, and the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Matt Long, who came in a pinch run for Torrey Hunter in the bottom of the 5th inning, is now in right field. Torrey, and the new center fielder is Travis Witherspoon, up from minor league camp today. Here's the next pitch, and on the 2-1, that one is swung on and missed. So Laporta has the count go even on him. It's 2-2.
First baseman Frazier Hall, impressive numbers at Orem last year. 355, 9 home runs, and 46 RBIs. He was a 16th round pick in last June's free agent draft.
Here's a high fly ball that's lifted off the bat of Laporta into right field. Waiting for it is Long. He's under. He'll squeeze it. And that is the first out.
They're an Orem team that keeps producing and producing. Young player for the Angels in that system.
Longtime manager there, Tom Kochman. So Freddie Lewis will be the next batter. Eric Hurley, who's pitching, is a former first-round pick of the Texas Rangers. That was back in 2004, the 30th player selected overall in that draft. First pitch on Lewis in there for a called strike. Hurley set the 0-1. It's fouled back to the screen.
Hurley has spent a lot of time on the disabled list, hoping for a fresh start here with the Angels. Showed that he's healthy and showed that his stuff can get big leaguers out.
There's a pitch that's low and outside. He's a guy that has a power arm, but he's also had a battle back. You mentioned the injury problems. He had Tommy John elbow surgery. The 1-2 pitch, and that one is cut on and missed, and down on strikes goes Fred Lewis. So Hurley's retired the first two with little trouble here. 2 quick outs in the 6th inning. Hanahan will be the next batter. Eric Hurley, certainly a pitcher of the Angels sign who gives the Angels some more starting pitching depth. Next pitch. That one is low and inside.
Anytime I see a number 41 on the mound, I can only think of one guy. Big John. Game 7 winner for the Halos.
Yep. Big John Lackey, who will not pitch this year. He's coming off of arm surgery. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It has not been an easy transition for John Lackey over to Boston.
2 balls and 1 strike. Hurley delivers. That's a good fastball that's right in there for a strike.
Good speed, good location, very good finish.
Hanahan's grounded out a couple of times. One of the groundouts driving in a run in the 4th inning. 2-2 pitch. Popped in the air down the left side. Long run for Langerhans toward the line, and straddling the line will make the catch in foul territory. That will end the inning. So good job by Hurley. A couple of flyouts and a strikeout. He throws only 13 pitches here in the 6th. We're headed to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Angels are leading this one big time, up 14-2 on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. Fans, get ready for the 2012 season. Choose what games you want to see at a very affordable price. The Angels Big A plan starts at just $15 per seat. It allows you to use 10 ticket vouchers however you choose from 40 Angel home games. The plan includes promotional nights, weekends, and postseason options. Buy your plan today at angels.com/mini-plans or call 888-796-HALO. Jorge Cantu at the plate takes ball one. The count 1 ball, no strikes as he faces Ryan Price. And the next pitch, that's low and outside. 2-0 the count.
Going to help you with your plans with the Angels open the season at home. It'll be April 6th, 7th, and 8th against Kansas City, a short homestand. Then the Angels will travel to Minnesota and New York before a homestand that starts on the 16th of April. 4 against Oakland and 3 against Baltimore. Make plans to see us over at the Big A and experience exciting Angels baseball.
2-0 delivery was ball 3 on Cantu. And here's the next pitch. He is taking all the way on that 3-0. It's 3-1. Cantu has had an RBI hit in 3 times up. Big offensive day for the Angels, and this game isn't over yet. 14 runs on 14 hits. The pitch, it's grounded by the mound, and that one's going to skip through into center field. Another hit for Jorge Cantu. A leadoff single.
He is putting together a nice beginning to his spring.
Number of changes for the Cleveland Indians defensively this inning, as they have Juan Diaz playing short. Cord Phelps is in the infield at second base. Trevor Crowe is the new left fielder. At the plate for the Angels is Langerhans, and he takes the first pitch. That one is ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes. He's had a couple of walks. He scored a pair of runs, and he chops that one foul over on the right side. The Angels' bats have been hot today here in Tempe. Price is set. Next pitch. That one misses low.
Everybody, Terry, has contributed somehow offensively today. Langerhans, even though he does not have a hit, a couple of walks and 2 runs scored.
Yeah. Here's the next pitch on him. He takes that one low and away. Ryan Price was originally in the Red Sox organization, and he came over to the Indians in the Victor Martinez deal back in the 2009 season. It was a deal in late July that year. Justin Masterson came over to the Tribe in that trade as well. And Price had a nice season last year in Double-A at Akron, as that one is lined right up the middle. That's going to drop in for a hit. So Langerhans gets a hit. He gets in the act. That's his first hit this spring.
Yes, he finally got to relax those shoulders, go right up the middle with some backspin. Tends to hook the ball a lot, and Mickey Hatcher has been working on him on getting away from the top spin and into more backspin. Mickey makes his way into these cages around 5 in the morning. Are you here for that, to cover that, Terry?
5 in the morning.
He's busy, man. He's got to be ready when these guys start filing in there.
He's an early riser. He's here at 5 a.m. Angel Castillo is going to take over as the runner at first base for Langerhans, so his day is over. And Darwin Perez is the batter. He's hitting out of Ibar's spot. This is his first time up today. Caleb Cowart is the base runner for the Angels at second base. So a couple of pinch runners out there now. And the pitch, that one is fouled off on the left side, backing out of play. So Cantu, he's finished for the day as well. He was the runner at second.
It's a big day, a good day to be a minor leaguer and brought it to a game like this.
Yep.
You get some early action. And keep in mind, there's times when you will make such a good impression that they keep calling you back.
Sure.
Even though you're not invited to camp officially. A lot of these minor leaguers end up opening eyes and letting the staff know, hey, maybe there's a role for me, if not breaking camp early in the season.
Here's the next pitch. Perez swings and misses that one, and he is down on strikes. So Price gets the first out here in the bottom of the 6th inning with a strikeout. And Taylor Lindsay will be the next batter. The pinch runner I mentioned at second base, the lead runner for the Angels, Caleb Coward. He was the Angels' first-round pick in 2010, 18th selection overall. He played at Orem last year in rookie ball. There's a swing and a miss by Lindsay, and the count, no balls and a strike. Two runners on, one out. Angels batting here in the bottom of the 6th, up by 12 runs. A one-sided ball game today for the Angels. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count on Lindsay. He's gone 4 for 5 this spring, and other young players had a chance to show what he can do a little bit so far this spring, and he takes that pitch high and outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Lindsay is a left-handed batter.
Boy, he's got a nice stroke. Plays with a lot of energy. And rightfully so, he's in the same clubhouse, and he looks up to Howie Kendrick.
Next pitch, he cuts it that one and fouls it back behind plate.
For a lot of these guys that had success early out of the draft, it is now a matter of knowing that as they move up in the ranks in different competition level, they need to stay within their strengths, understand what they need to improve on. But you become your own coach, your best coach, I should say, in knowing your swing, what things you need to work on. You got reminders, you got people supporting you, but never get away from what got you there.
Here's Lindsay lifting another fly ball, this time down the left field side. Circling under is Trevor Crowe, the new left fielder. He puts that one away. Lindsay is retired. That's the second out here in the Angels' 6th.
Tara, you spend a lot of time in AAA as a broadcaster, and how many times did you hear the conversation with a manager telling a player, hey, whatever you were doing in AA when I saw you, when I had you, do it now.
Right.
Why are you trying to change? Whatever you did in A-ball, just continue, but make adjustments. It's a game of adjustments as you move along.
Here's the pitch, and this is Segura lining a ball down the left field side, but foul.
In fact, this is Witherspoon now, wearing number 20 like Segura does.
Oh, that's Witherspoon, yeah. Travis Witherspoon, same number. All right, Witherspoon, the batter. Yeah, Segura was with the other Angel club today, wasn't he, in Goodyear, I think, against the Reds.
Getting some playing time.
Yep. So we have double 20s today.
Oh, signs of spring. Multiple numbers, multiple players. Sometimes the same number in the same game.
Here's the next pitch on Witherspoon, and this one is popped in the air into shallow right center field. That ball's going to find a spot and drop in for a hit. A run will score, and runners at the corners. An RBI single for Witherspoon. And then Witherspoon hustling up to second base as the ball got mishandled a little bit. So it's 15-2 Angels lead, and some heads-up base running by one of those young players in from minor league camp today.
I'm telling you, you got to love this. These guys come in there and want to take advantage of that single opportunity they're getting right now. You know, in regular season, maybe you're not taking the extra base when it's 15-2, and you shouldn't be doing that. You got to play aware of baseball.
The right fielder will be charged with an error out there to enable Witherspoon to take the extra base. That was Spilborgh's. He just took a peek at the scoreboard to see if an error was placed up there, and sure enough there was. It's a third against the Indians today. At the plate is Matt Long. This is his first at bat.
What did you say that scoreboard was at before?
Well, it got up to 18 or 19-2. The Angels are getting closer to that. Here's the pitch. chopped by the mound. That one's out behind second. It's off the glove of the second baseman Phelps. A run will score. Then he throws to third, but that's late as Witherspoon moves up. And now it's 16-2 Angels. That one will be scored a hit for Matt Long. He'll get an RBI on it.
It's a good job putting the ball in play and keeping those good at-bats following. It's, the Angels core group through 5 innings was outstanding swinging the bats, and now the young ones are coming in and following up right where the other guys left off.
And now it looks like we're going to have a pitching change. That is going to be it for Price. So break in the action. A new pitcher coming in from the bullpen. Looks like a lefty coming in for the Indians. We'll tell you about him when we return. The Angels still batting here in the 6th with a pitching change coming up. It's 16-2 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. Chris Seddon will be the new pitcher. Angels saw him a few days ago, and they faced the Indians in Goodyear, left-hander. And the batter for the Angels, getting ready for his first at-bat, is Frazier Hall, just up from minor league camp. We mentioned him a few minutes ago. He's playing first base for the Angels. Left-handed batter, and he takes the pitch for a called strike. Ryan Mount, Southern California native, waiting on deck. He would bat for Mark Trumbo, the original DH for the Angels today. And there's a pitch that's low, and it gets by the catcher, and breaking for the plate and coming in and scoring without even a return throw is the base runner Travis Witherspoon, and the Angels put another run on the board. It's now 17-2.
Scoreboard operator might have been right.
Yep. So the Angels get their third run in this inning. Boy, the Angels have been putting some crooked numbers on the board today. 4 in the first, 3 in the fourth, 6 in the fifth, 3 more here in the 6th inning. The Angels scored 1 run in the 2nd inning today.
And keep in mind, they came into this game, as I have mentioned before, hitting .322 collectively. 18 more hits this afternoon.
Seddon has the sign. Runner at second, 2 outs, and that went on Hall on that 1-2 delivery. He takes a called third strike, struck him out looking, and that will end the inning. But more runs for the Angels here in the 6th. 3 more, in fact. The Angels do it with 4 hits in the inning, no errors. Wild pitch, unable to run the score. And in the inning, the Angels leave one runner on base. Seventh inning coming up, 17-2 in favor of the Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West.
For one.
Fans groups of 25 or more can enjoy exciting Angels baseball for as low as $6 per seat this year. When group tickets are purchased, each member will receive an Angels hat for select series. To book your group outing, call 888-796-HALO or visit angels.com/groups. Caleb Cowart stays in the game for the Angels at third base. Angel Castillo is now playing right field. Matt Long moves from right to left field with Langerhans leaving. And here's a lazy fly ball hit to Castillo on right. He puts the shades down and makes the grab on that one. And Lou Marson is retired on one pitch by Hurley. There's one quick out here in the top of the seventh. Angels have a new catcher in the ball game. Hank Conger's day is done. Jet Bandy is the new catcher for the Angels. The attendance today here at Tempe Diablo, 8,304, 8304. A little bit less than the last two games, but still a very fine turnout today.
Excellent. How about a quick shout to former Angel Benji Molina, who was tuning in with his whole family here in the Gilbert, Arizona area, and sends a quick hello to all you Angels fans as the Angels celebrate their 10th anniversary. A special 2002 season.
Yep. Saw Benji when he was here as a guest instructor, and I apologized to him that I missed his surprise birthday party, but I just hadn't gotten to town yet. I know you were there, Jose.
It was a great time.
And
he and his wife, Jamie, along with the rest of the family.
Yep. Here's the pitch on its way. That one is low. Wasn't Ramon Ortiz there for that party?
Ramon was the...
Was he the master of ceremonies?
He was part of the show. he was part of the entertainment.
The pitch. This one is lifted in the air down the right side. Long run for Castillo. Also chasing is Lindsay in the first baseman Hall, but none of them could get to it. It drops foul out of their reach.
Jada, Jamie, and Kelsey, along with Benji Molina, who should be back also as an instructor here at Angels camp. It's good to see those guys in uniform again. You know, Tim Salmon, Mark Langston. Hope to see a Garrett Anderson over here someday. Troy Percival for years and years has been coming in.
3-2 the count on Carrera. He's gone the entire ball game for them in center field, and he fouls that one off on the left side.
Eckstein.
Yeah, I saw Eck. He was here today. He's back. Yep. He left. He came back. He was here today.
It's all part of passing it down. In fact, Tim Salmon today has been spending a lot of time over on the minor league side, instructing some hitters and some outfielders.
3-2 pitch, another one that's lifted foul. This one behind the plate. It's going to get back and out of play.
So you'll see Tim in his full uniform after this ball game on our Angels post-game report on Fox Sports West. And Terry's been working on getting me a uniform too, but I don't know that.
I don't know that you need to do that on the TV post-game.
I don't, Terry. No.
3-2 pitch. It's fouled back to the screen. It's always nice to see some of those former Angel players now, especially the ones who have retired. You kind of wish they were still playing, but Father Time has a way of creeping in. There's a pitch on a 3-2 delivery that Carrera takes, and he is out looking. Hurley's done a nice job since coming in. He's retired all 5 in a row with a pair of strikeouts.
I think of Tim Salmon, and I think of history, and Angels history, of course, a tremendous career, but World Series 2002, and a fist pump with Ron Renick at third base after he homered in Game 2. Oh, my goodness. I will never forget that. I want to freeze that in time. And the other thing, too, is Tim Salmon's lips saying that is the furthest ball I've ever seen hit when Barry Bonds connected against Troy Percival.
Right. Here's the next delivery, and Phelps, the batter, lifts one in the air on the left side of the infield. It'll be the shortstop who takes charge. That's Darwin Perez, a couple feet back on the outfield grass. He puts it away, and Hurley has a very quick 1-2-3 inning here against the Indians as he throws just 10 pitches here in the 7th. No runs, hits, or errors. Nobody left. 7th inning stretch time here in Tempe. And the Angels are up big, 17-2 on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. Angels set to bat as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. There's a new catcher for the Indians. Luke Carlin is behind the plate, and the batter for the Angels, batting for the first time, is Ryan Mount.
Not the easiest of entrances for a catcher after sitting out for long innings.
There's Mount cutting and missing an 0-1 pitch. The count on him is no balls, 2 strikes. Mount is hitting out of Mark Trumbo's spot. Trumbo had another good ball game for the Angels today. And there's a called third strike on Mount. He was taking, and he is out looking. Quick at bat right there.
I'll be ready. That zone's only going to get a little bit bigger here in the latter part of the game. Those youngsters, be ready to swing the bat.
Jet Bandy will bat. This is his first at bat. He's hitting out a Conger spot. We've seen him bat a few times so far this spring. Conger went 1 for 4 today. I was mentioning Trumbo had a nice day. Mount was batting for him. And there's Bandy lining one the opposite way, and that's going to fall in. Another Angel hit. Bandy will make the turn at first base and hold there with a 1-out single.
Nice job by Jet Bandy out of West Hills, California. He lives in Thousand Oaks. First year in the system was last year. Went to the University of Arizona.
Hit number 19 for the Angels to go along with 17 runs and a 15-run lead. Here's Cowart batting. And this is his first time up, and he swings and misses that pitch for strike one. No balls and 1 strike. He's a switch hitter and has good power, strong arm. He can run a little bit. He was a pitcher and an infielder in high school when the Angels drafted him. A lot of people were looking at him coming out of high school as a pitching prospect. The Angels drafted him as a third base prospect and had a solid year last year at Orem, Pioneer League. No balls and 2 strikes to count after he fouled the pitch off on the right side. Here's the next pitch, and he was fooled on that one. He misses it. He struck him out. So the second strikeout in the inning for Seddon, who's had 3 strikeouts against the 4 that he's faced going back to last inning. Angel Castillo will be the batter.
Well, hopefully before spring's over, we'll see some at-bats here from C.J. Crone, a young Angels prospect who got off to a terrific start. Good power numbers last year, but whose season was cut short because of an injury. C.J. Crone.
Crone had a couple of different surgeries as a result of some of his injury issues, and there's one that's grounded foul on the left side. So the count on Castillo, 0-2. We saw Angel Castillo a little bit last spring here in Angel camp, but he had a tough year in the Angels system last year between AA and AAA. He hit only .211.
He played a lot in camp last year. Power numbers are wondering where is that at? He's a pretty big kid.
Very good defensive outfielder. 0-2 pitch, and he fouls that one back behind the plate.
And going back to C.J. Crone, Angels' first pick in last year's draft out of the University of Utah. What a terrific start to his career. 34 games, 143 at-bats, 13 home runs, and 41 RBIs. On base of .371 and slugging of .629.
He had both shoulder surgery and knee surgery during the offseason to Crone, and there's a swing and a miss, and down on strikes goes Castillo. And the day when the Angel bats have been red hot, this inning, Seddon ends up striking out the side. So a quick inning for the Angels in the 7th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left. The 8th inning is coming up in Tempe. It's 17-2 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West.
What do you get
Eighth inning baseball here at Tempe Diablo Stadium. The first batter up for the Cleveland Indians getting ready for his first at bat today is Juan Diaz. Eric Hurley still in there for the Angels. This will be his third inning. He's retired 6 straight batters since coming in the top of the 6th, striking out a pair. And he faces Diaz, who swings from the left side. First pitch, he goes after it and chops it foul on the first base side, and the count, no balls, 1 strike.
It's a good idea to send out Eric Hurley out there again. Only 23 pitches through his first 2 innings. He has faced the minimum 6 batters.
No balls, 1 strike, the count on Diaz. And the next pitch, that one is in there for a called strike. Hurley has been pumping in strikes. He's looked sharp today. The 0-2 pitch hit in the air and hit high and pretty deep into right center field. Let's see who's going to take charge. It looks like the center fielder, Travis Witherspoon, will make the grab on that one. Routine play, although Diaz gave it a pretty good ride. That's the first out. Let's pause for station identification right here on the Angels Baseball Network.
Pinch hitter, number 71, Nick Weglars.
Nick Weglars is the batter, 3rd round pick of the Indians back in 2005, and he takes the pitch for a strike, left-handed batter. Weglars, a Canadian, has some power, and the pitch on its way. There's a swing and a miss, and the count jumps to 0-2.
It's a good day for Travis Hafner. He goes 2 for 3 with a home run, his first of the spring. A home run and a single for Pronk.
Weglars batting for him, and he takes a called 3rd strike, and that is out number 2.
Gotta love that zone.
Well, there's really no reason to be looking at pitches with 2 strikes on you when it's a 15-run lead.
If it's close, at least make an attempt to foul it off.
Yep. Here's the next batter, and that pitch is a strike on the outside corner. Spilborg's at the plate. He's gone all the way in right field for them, and he fouls that one back, and Hurley just jumping on top of hitters, another 0-2 count. Angels have to be very pleased to see this performance by Hurley right now. That pitch is up and in on Spilborg's. It dusts him off the plate. 1-2.
Yeah, Terry, and it comes in a day when guys competing for the 5th spot in the rotation have all pretty much pitched. Trevor Bell, Garrett Richards, Hurley, and Brad Mills.
Right. There's the pitch. He checks the swing on. Did he go around? Yes, says the first base umpire, and that will end the inning. So another quick, strong inning for Hurley, who throws 10 pitches here in the 8th, retires 3 in a row. Bottom of the 8th is coming up here in Tempe. The Angels with a 17-2 lead on the Angels Baseball Network. Darwin Perez will lead it off for the Angels. Bottom of the 8th we go. It's 17-2 Angels, and the pitch on its way. That's right in there for a called strike. Perez batting from the right side against the lefty. Looks that one over, and that pitch bounces in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Darwin Perez has struck out his only time up since coming into the ballgame. We'll fill you in on some scores from around the Cactus League in just a moment. We told you the Angels' other squad today lost to the Reds 5-4. The 1-1 pitch fouled off just to our right out of play. The losing pitcher in that game for the Angels today in Goodyear was Trevor Bell, and former Angel Jose Arredondo ended up being the winning pitcher in relief.
Arredondo recently signed a 2-year contract with the Cincinnati Reds. Had a very good return from Tommy John surgery last year.
1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Seddon is ready, and here comes his next pitch. That is a called third strike on the outside corner.
What were we saying before? If it's close, what?
Well, you got to swing, but all of a sudden that strike zone is way bigger than it was earlier in the ball game.
If anything, it should make you a better 2-strike hitter.
Yep. So Seddon, since he's come into the game, he's faced 6 batters and he's struck out 5 of them. Here's Taylor Lindsay at the plate. That pitch is a strike. Other scores in the Cactus League: Padres with a 6-5 lead against Arizona in the 8th inning. Royals and A's are tied at 7 in the 7th inning. There's a pitch in there for a strike, and the count now 0-2. Hosmer with a home run. Kaihue is homered for Oakland. He used to be with Kansas City. Giants lead Seattle 7-4. That's in the 8th inning. Trayvon Robinson with a home run for the Mariners. Colorado with a 5-2 lead against the White Sox in the 7th. Dodgers beat the Cubs. They shut them out 5-0.
Dodgers here tomorrow. Aaron Harang against Jared Weaver.
Yep. Texas beat Cleveland. The other Indians split squad 6-1. Looks like the Tribe, they're going to drop a pair today. And Milwaukee a 5-4 winner against Colorado. In the Grapefruit League in Florida finals, Minnesota beat the Yankees split squad 5-1. Danny Valencia home run for the Twins. Phillies split squad and Tigers split squad played to a 4-4 tie that went 10 innings. Rayburn a home run for Detroit, his 3rd this spring. The Yankees other split squad beat a Phillies split squad today 3-0. Here's the next pitch. Popped in the air into shallow right center. That's going to drop in, and that's the 20th hit of the day for the Angels. And Taylor Lindsay gets it here with 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. 20 hits today for the Halos.
Could not hide that smile. Maybe somebody in the dugout said, hey, if you get that 20th one, we'll give you a bonus.
The dinner's on me.
Well, the guys with the large paychecks are gone, so I wonder who's on the spot right now. Maybe it's Alfredo.
Maybe it's Angels athletic trainer Rick Smith. He's still on the dugout.
That'd be fresh. Smitty's picking up the tab today.
1 ball, no strikes on Travis Witherspoon.
That's why Smitty just hid. He's like, oh, maybe he doesn't see me now.
Here's the pitch on its way. That one is low. Maybe you could suggest that to Mike Socia, Jose, when you go downstairs. Maybe Socia can arrange that.
I'm sure he can. You know what? You talk about Angels history. How about Rick Smith?
Yep. He has been around for quite some time, still going strong.
He has experience. A fun character. Players absolutely adore him. Keeps things loose in there for them.
2-0 delivery. That one misses a little bit low. Rounding out the rest of the Grapefruit League in Florida today, it was Boston beating Baltimore 6-1. Tampa Bay beat Pittsburgh 4-3. Toronto split squad over an Atlanta split squad 9-5. Eric Hinsky had a home run, his 2nd this spring in that game. There was some rain in Florida today. It washed out the Nationals-Cardinals game, as that pitch is a strike on a 3-0. It's 3-1. And another game was a rain-shortened game between the Marlins and the Mets, and Miami won it 4-2. That game went just 5 innings.
Oh, the beauty of working out in Arizona is one of those, too. You don't have to worry about the weather. as much as you have to worry about the weather in Florida. Many times it throws a wrench on your pitching plans, or guys that are in the mend of coming back from injuries.
3-1 delivery. Witherspoon fouls that one off on the right side, backing out of play. Jose mentioned tomorrow the Angels taking on the Dodgers. Tuesday, the Angels will face the Diamondbacks. Dan Herron, former D-back, will pitch against Arizona. Wednesday, the Angels will play the White Sox. Irvin Santana will start that game for the Angels. The count full on Travis Witherspoon. 3-2 delivery. He fouls that one off on the right side, backing out of play. We saw Witherspoon a little bit last spring here in Angel Camp. Very speedy base runner, Travis Witherspoon. He's had some big stolen base numbers in the past in his minor league career. Had 46 stolen bases last year in the minors for the Angels. There he fouls one off again on the right side, backing out of play.
Very athletic player. One of those guys that the Angels bring up a lot from minor league camp when they're practicing their base running defense. First and thirds defense, and also the rundowns. And rundowns in spring training sometimes could turn out to be a fun day.
Again, the 3-2 on Witherspoon. He takes, and that is a called third strike. Struck him out looking. So 2 are gone here in the inning.
Still don't want to listen to you.
Oh, every out that Seddon has recorded since he came in with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning, every out he's recorded coming via the strikeout. And 4 of the 6 that he struck out have been called out on strikes, taking a called third strike. Here's Matt Long at the plate. He's had an RBI hit his only time up today, and he takes a strike on the outside corner. Seddon, a non-roster player in camp for Cleveland. He has prior major league experience, and he delivers. Pitch lifted in the air in a shallow left center field. Coming in hard is the center fielder, and that is Carrero. Makes the call and catch, and that'll end the inning. So the Angels are retired here in the bottom of the 8th. No runs, a hit, their 20th of the day in the inning. No errors and 1 runner left. The 9th inning coming up. It's 17-2 in favor of the Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West.
Hi,
Fans Welcome Resorts and Angels Radio AM 830 have teamed up to bring you the official AM 830 fan club. Get AM 830 event and team news and updates all season long. Log on to am830fanclub.com. That's am830fanclub.com. New pitcher for the Angels is Ryan Brazier. And the last time we saw him pitch, it was on Thursday, and he got a save against Cleveland in a game in Goodyear. No chance for a save here with a 15-run lead in the ninth inning, but the Angels are hoping he can get 3 quick outs here and wrap this thing up. So Matt Laporta will bat. He's gone all the way at first base for the Indians today. He's 2 for 3 in the game. 17 runs, 20 hits for the Angels. The Indians have 2 runs, 7 hits, and the first pitch, that one is fouled back behind the plate, 0-1. Eric Hurley was outstanding today for the Angels. He retired 9 batters in a row, struck out 4 of the 9, pitching 3 scoreless innings. Brazier in to get the final 3 outs, and that pitch is outside. It's 1-1. Brazier is ready, and the next pitch, that one is cut on and miss. That looked like a good slider. So the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ryan Brazier, a former high school catcher who the Angels selected in the 2007 draft. And there's a called third strike on the outside corner. Laporta is out looking. And that is out number 1 here in the 9th inning. Jose is headed downstairs. Get ready for post-game duties. He'll be joined by manager Mike Scioscia at the conclusion of this game. Brazier is set, and here's the pitch. That one is hammered into right field. It's hit well. It's out by the wall and off the wall in right. Playing it in is Castillo, but not before Trevor Crowe has a ringing double off the right field wall with 1 out in the 9th inning for the Indians. So the Tribe getting a base runner here. It's like we're going to have a pinch hitter. Thomas Neal is going to bat for Jack Hanahan. Hanahan, who leaves the game, went 0 for 3 with a run batted in. I was just checking over the last few innings of this ball game. Of the last 16 batters who have stepped up to the plate, and that's 16 looking at both teams here. 10 of the last 16 batters that have batted in this game have struck out. Here's the pitch. That's a little bit low and outside. It's 1 ball, no strikes. So game with the Angels up by 15 runs in the 9th inning. Almost like we've had speed up rules going on here. The strike zone getting a little bit wider. And a lot of strikeouts and a lot of called third strikes. Here's the 1-0. That one's low. And the count goes to 2 balls, no strikes. Garrett Richards started. He was one of 6 pitchers Mike Scioscia has used in this game. Richards, Downs, McKiernan, Walden, Hurley, and now Brazier. Next pitch, Neal takes, and that pitch, a pitch that he took a long look at, missed for ball 3, 3-0. Angel pitchers today have walked only 1 batter, and along the way have combined for 6 strikeouts against the Indians. Brazier behind here, 3-0, and that one's right in there for a called strike. 3-1 the count. Luke Carlin waiting on deck. He has yet to hit in this game since coming in behind the plate. 3-1 pitch on Neal. He swings and misses that one. So Brazier is battled back to run the count full. So we'll see if he can come all the way back and get Thomas Neal, who played some AAA baseball last year. He's a native of Inglewood, now lives in San Diego. One time in the Giants organization. Frazier steps up. The rubber time is called. Neal went to Poway High School, graduated in 2005. Also Riverside Junior College, Southern California native. The count full on him. Frazier ready, and the 3-2 pitch. He cracks his bat, bounces the ball to first. It's handled cleanly by Frazier Hall, and then he flips over to the pitcher, Frazier, who stumbled but was able to get his foot on the bag somehow for the out. That looked like it was going to be a very easy play, and then it became a little bit of an adventure over there at first base. The toss to the pitcher, and then if you're watching on Diablo Vision, you saw how Frazier stumbled trying to find first base, accepting the throw from Frazier Hall. So a 3-1 ground out. The Angels get it done. It wasn't artistic, but they get the out. And at the plate now is Luke Carlin, batting from the left side. He takes the pitch for a strike. Indians are down to their final out in this ball game. 17-2. The Angels on top here in the ninth. And the next pitch, that one's lifted foul down the left side. It's going to get back and out of play. Well, there's still a lot of Cactus League action remaining for the Angels. Today is just, well, I guess with one game already completed against the Reds, I guess you could say this is the Angels' 8th game this spring. And we'll see if the Angels can have a bigger offensive day than this one. It might be hard to do. 17 runs, 20 hits. You don't see too many like this. Pitch missed for a ball. Runner at third base. 2 gone here in the ninth. Frazier trying to get the final out in this ball game. The 2-strike pitch way high with that one. He might have had a little extra on that fastball right there. He has a good arm. He'll top out around 96 miles per hour. Fans anticipating the final out. Frazier is ready. The count even. The 2-2 pitch, and that one just missed a little bit high. Carlin thought about chasing it and then held up. So it's a full count. Luke Carlin, a switch hitting non-roster catcher. And he asks for time. He steps out of the batter's box. Frazier getting positioned on the rubber, ready to come in. The count full, 2 outs in the ninth. The payoff pitch, and that's outside. He walked him. It wasn't close enough for the home plate umpire to make any other call. Kerwin Danley, but called ball 4. So runners at the corners. It's not over yet. And Ezekiel Carrera, who's played the entire ball game, gets ready for his 5th at bat today. He's gone hitless. A couple of strikeouts, a ground out, and a fly out. So runners at first and third. Frazier ready, delivers. And the first pitch misses low on the left-handed hitting Carrera. That's going to get Jet Bandy out to the mound to have a word with his pitcher Ryan Brazier, try and settle him down a little bit. Fans, don't forget the Angels buy 2, get 2 season seats. Plan is back. Choose from 9 packages, which start as low as $8.50 per game. Don't miss a second of the action. Reserve your seats today. Call 888-796-HALO or visit angels.com/season seats. 1-0 pitch. That is a strike on the outside corner. 1-1 the count. Pretty good deal, that Angels buy 2, get 2 season seats free plan. Get tickets for as low as $8.50 a seat per game. Here's the pitch. That's a called strike, and now it's 1-2. Well, Carrera, if nothing else, should have learned his lesson the last time up. He took a called third strike in the 7th inning. He's taken a couple here. He's in the hole, 1-2. 2 outs in the 9th. The 1-2 pitch. He chops that one right to second. Lindsey has it. This should do it. His throw to first in time, and the ball game is over. It ends on a 4-3 ground down. No runs. The Indians had a hit, a walk, no errors. They leave a pair. The Angels come away today with a 17-2 victory against the Tribe. So the Angels end up splitting a pair of games today, losing the game to the Reds in Goodyear 5-4, winning this one here against the Indians 17-2. So the Angels now this spring have a record of 5-3. The Indians lost a pair today. They lost earlier in a game against the Rangers in surprise and lose to the Angels here in Tempe. So Cleveland now, after 10 games, their record is just 2-7-1 here in the Cactus League. Good day for the Angels here in Tempe. A lot of fans on hand. We had over 8,300 here for today's ball game between the Angels and the Cleveland Indians. Jose Mota will be joined by Angels manager Mike Scioscia in just a moment. We'll get some of the Angels skipper's thoughts on today's ball game. Angels doing a lot of good things, obviously, on offense, and had some solid pitching performances as well. Let's go to Jose and Angels manager Mike Scioscia.
Thanks, Terry. We saw Garrett Richards, Mike, take mound for the second time this spring. Tell us the difference between the first outing for him and this one here today. Very efficient.
Well, it was just command. This afternoon, Garrett was getting that ball really good on his glove side, mixing some good sliders, change-ups. Pitched ahead of the count much more than his first outing, but that's to be expected early in spring, especially with a young pitcher. 3 good innings from him, and he showed that big arm.
Eric Hurley in the same boat, trying to make the ball club, also was a 5th starter, and also the difference between the first one for him and this one here today.
Much better. There's no doubt his arm was freer. Action on his ball was better. He was able to get his fastball in the corners and use the slider and split his out pitches. And Eric's a guy certainly that we're looking for depth. Took a big step forward this afternoon.
How much fun is it for you to manage a team like this? Right now, a lot of offensive output in the early going. What do you attribute that to?
Well, we had good at-bats early on. We're taking our walks. We're getting the hitting counts. Running the bases. We ran the bases as well as I've ever seen this afternoon, and that's going to be part of our team. We have some team speed. It's always nice when you can string together hits like we did and do some of the things, but we know we have our work cut out for us. It's not going to be Albert, it's going to be the guys around him, and this afternoon they came through.
Mike, thank you very much.
Okay, Jose.
Terry, let's go back to you.
All right, thanks, Jose. The Angels come away with the victory here in Tempe, beating the Cleveland Indians today by the final score of 17-2. For those of you watching on Diablo Vision, Jose and Tim Salmon will have a lot more post-game analysis. And on radio, we'll have more from Tempe as well. This is the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West.